Salutation, greeting, viewers. Are you prepared to watch, view another exciting episode of WarHams? Yes. Welcome to WarHams Fantasy, greatest roleplay watch show in all of Twitch view. Here to play role for us is the famous text-to-speech writer showman, Earndil. Who are you playing, Earndil?
Hello, my name is Arnold. I'm playing Arnold Fleischman, and he is an interrogator.
Really leaning into this bit.
Listen, Will, man things and elf things, for now we scroll down the wheel. Skavendom wishes to know, bear thing, what is this dwarf thing?
I'm intimidated.
Good.
I'm the rat catcher, and I'm just like, next person.
Now, this one's name is Speakerdy, and I'm playing Mecurion, the High Elf. Now we move down to this thing, Odoroshirider.
Oh god, he's having a stroke. Hi, hello, I'm Odoroshi, and I'm playing Zilyana Stonebloom. I wasn't expecting this bit. Hello.
And here to lead command us for the Great Horned Rat One, the 13th most cursed of them all, Hill Thing, go!
Neek. Hi, I'm Thurston, on-call GM. I'm here to GM. It's gonna be good times. Yay, fun!
Whee!
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of WarHams Fantasy. Just as we kind of preface all the things, basically first 5 episodes are going to be all the freers, but every episode basically for WarHams is free. That basically you all will get it over time. Also, for the rules and stuff like that, we are using Warhammer Fantasy 4th edition, and we're gonna get things wrong. But if you ever do see that we get anything wrong, please don't be a jerk about it. Just kind of kindly, with constructive criticism. So, excuse me, gamers, it's supposed to be this way. Why are you so bad? Instead, just tell us, hey man, I found out the rule that you guys messed up. It goes this way, and so we can do better the next time. This book does have a lot of stuff to it. There's a lot of little niggly things to remember, so please forgive us if we get a rule wrong. But I think last time we left off, we had a very interesting encounter. We were able to come back over the tavern. We had a sort of Frenchman who was accused of cheating, which was a very fun scenario. I think we got blasted. Someone got shot
I literally wrote out a summary.
Where is it?
I was going to read it.
Before we get to that, I really want to give props to Queek Head Taker for having an asthma attack on the show.
It was really nice of Queek Head Taker to appear. Thank you, Mr. Head Taker, for appearing. And oh god,
He'll be back.
That was him killing me. That's the joke.
Funny.
whoa!
Ooh, got him.
Go for
I
it,
know.
Thurston. That's it.
I love you all very much.
Yes. Well, then getting into things, I guess. Our merry band of adventurers continue on their journey, having just arrived at the Inn of the Seven Spokes, only a day's travel away from their destination, the city of Altdorf. In only the past day, our adventurers have left the 4 horses coaching inn, finding space on the roof of a coach, where they traveled south down the Altdorf-Middenheim road on their way to Altdorf. Along the way, they found a band of horrible mutants who'd ambushed another coach and killed its passengers. As the adventurers defeated these mutants, they uncovered a body that bore an uncanny resemblance to one of their own, Arnold Fleischman. The body was that of one Castor Lieberung, who seemed to be on his way to the village of Bogenhafen to receive a promised inheritance. Following their run-in with the mutants, our adventurers met with a group of road wardens led by Sergeant Flaster and made a full account of the incident. From there, they continued on to the Inn of Seven Spokes, where they purchased accommodations for the evening. However, things quickly spiraled out of control when the Bretonian Philip Descartes challenged the halfling entertainer Pandora Lostpocket to a game of cards. Publicly declared as a cheat, Philip attempted to shoot Mecurion with a pistol before running upstairs, only to be confronted by the full party of adventurers and forced to flee. And that is where we left off, with our adventurers allowing Philip to escape as the rest of the inn attendees looked on in shock. Philip has now run out of the inn with no pants on and only some of his equipment remaining. And various onlookers are looking around at the party. Mecurion has off-screen paid some silver shillings to have Dr. Flaster perform a bit more surgery to bring up his wound count back to a more stable number rather than, being hit by a crossbow. Our players have spent the night at the Inn of the Seven Spokes and wake up the next morning determined to find a new coach that will take them the rest of the way to Altdorf. So yeah, you all wake up and you're in the Inn of the Seven Spokes, in the tavern, which is currently serving breakfast. The four of you and Nugget are seated at a table together.
So, Mecurion, how you feeling?
Well, I had another terrible nightmare, and I promise you, should I be shot by that bloody crossbow once more, I shall develop a rather fearsome phobia. So please, endeavor to work on your aim, Barin.
You seem to have a lot of bad luck with crossbows lately. What did you
No,
do?
just that one.
Just that? Oh, yeah, it was the same one.
It is that
wasn't it?
particular crossbow, isn't it?
I have a distinct feeling if you get shot by that crossbow again, you'll develop more than a phobia.
Yes,
Probably an infection.
more than
Hey.
likely.
Yeah,
Well,
I-
if
I'll
it happens
use it for
again, I'm
special
breaking the
occasions.
bloody thing, so keep it on its best behavior.
No, like, I'll give it a pep talk for you. And I'll basically, I'm just gonna stow it away and just only prep my sling for now, considering we have to do 5 million checks to shoot the damn thing. And I don't feel like doing that anymore.
That's fair.
Understandable.
All right, so as you're sitting, a familiar face approaches. The halfling Pandora Lost Pocket approaches and gives you all a jubilant wave, clearly having done up her clown-like makeup in the morning, coming by with her lute and her array of throwing knives. Hello there.
Good morning. You sleep well?
Oh, yeah. All good to go. Got enough coin left over to continue on my way on the journey.
That
Making
old
my way to
cheating-
Altdorf.
That old cheat didn't take too much off of you, did he?
Oh, no. Not at all. I maybe was a bit suspect with what I told him of my earnings.
Well, wait. How suspect are we talking?
Mecurion.
I thought she was on the way to poverty. That's why I did something.
He just wants to be justified. I don't find
That's all. Well, regardless, I suppose at this point, no harm done. The bloody bastard was a terrible, what's the word? Imbecile. Yes, imbecile. At any rate, if you're on the way to Altdorf, we're heading that same way. Perhaps if you know of any reliable carriage that might be able to take us.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna look around with some of the coaches. I guess the one you came on already left just about a half hour ago. I guess the noblewoman on that one kind of said that it was, all hers for the remainder of the journey.
Well, I hope they're not too drunk to drive again.
Oh, did she? Mecurion will remember this.
Okay. The mandatory telltale thing flashed by the screen.
I don't see what was so bad about it from her perspective. She wasn't on the roof.
Oh, well, you see.
I was looking to maybe get on ratchet lines if there's any here.
Well, we had recently taken a drive on the ratchet lines. I assure you the luxury is not all it's packed out to be, but, do you know whereabouts in this town we might find a reliable coachman?
Well, I mean, there's coaches leaving this inn all the time. I guess we could just look around. I was gonna maybe check in with the proprietor, see if any of them have anything.
Oh, very
Good
well.
idea.
We'll
I
accompany
could
you.
certainly arrange it if you'd like. I'm pretty good at talking to people.
By all means.
All right, and she turns and starts going off and conversing with the locals.
All right.
We do need to find a new, well, carriage work service here. I shall go find one.
There's
Yes,
something in front
yes.
of me where we can all be inside this.
That would be most ideal, I think. And who knows, traveling with the performer, maybe we'll get a ride and a show out of it.
Do you think I'll get to drive again?
No.
Oh,
Depending on
fun
how
in the
much
front.
it costs, we may end up getting a large one. But in that situation, my pay does not really cover it. So, you know.
Well, if needs be, I can again contribute my relatively wealthy sum, though it's important I keep a savings. I have very much like to make an appointment with the banks at Altdorf.
I still have some of the coinage from the folk we ran into. I
Ah,
think
yes,
that's
of
covered.
course.
Plan ain't
Fantastic.
to bankrupt you, Master Mecurion. We just need enough to get where we're going.
Oh, of course, of course. If it's Altdorf, how far away can it be? By my approximation, we're not too dreadfully far away. Probably walk if we needed to.
From
Though we
Barin's,
shouldn't.
I would not.
from Barin's experience of building forts all around this land, probably with his clansmen or whatever. Can I make a check to see if I know how far Altdorf is away?
Yeah, what kind of check do you want to give me here?
I was hoping you would answer that.
No, I put this in the hands of the players, but fine, let me load up your
I guess
character sheet.
navigation would be the most appropriate.
I mean, navigation is a pretty good one.
Oh
Yeah,
man, I'm so
absolutely.
glad we could agree.
So good.
I just straight up rolled. I didn't know if you want to give me like a plus.
I
20
was
or
going to
anything.
give you a plus 20. So.
Here, let me just re-roll that. Don't worry.
Yeah,
It's okay.
sure,
It's
sure,
okay.
Baron.
Let me just- let me just click
you
that again. It's
cheater,
okay.
you cheater,
I still failed.
Thank
All right, ladies and
God.
gentlemen, we'll be taking a 20-minute break. We'll be right back.
Baron, whilst you have failed the test, you do recognize you don't know a lot about the paths or the exact method of getting there, but based on a map, even Baron can tell that you're about a day's journey away. Like if you leave in the next hour or so, you're going to probably reach Altdorf by sunset.
Yeah, about sunset, I think we'll be there.
Well, splendid. But I'd imagine since this is your human capital, Arno, it's rather well maintained, not too many bandits, I hope.
Do not make assumptions.
Oh, I see. Well.
I mean, assuming that we get closer and closer to Altdorf, I'm not quite sure how well the land here are sending folks about to take care of the roads, but we actually quite seen how close we were to the city. Even we were even ambushed by foul creatures. That has to be pockets somewhere.
Master Mecurion, there is a saying in Altdorf. Do not assume, because if you do, you make an ass out of you and me.
Oh, that's a smart one.
Well, I have
I get
simple.
it.
Yes, I also get it. You know, when we strike it rich, remind me to take you all to Lotha, and I'll show you what a city with the wall looks like.
Lost Pocket returns at this point. She's dragging a middle-aged man with a sort of unkempt, grayish beard forward. The man has wide eyes looking over. He smiles with a toothy grin that is missing several of its teeth. Lost Pocket waves her hands towards you. These are the ones right here. Everyone, this is Bernard. He's with Ratchet. He's heading to Altdorf just this morning and has a full load ready to go for us if we want her inside. The man identified as Bernard nods. Yup, sure do. Oh, who's this little fella? And he gets on his knees by Nugget, who gives a whining yelp and then sort of nuzzles his head in towards the man, who starts petting. Oh, this is such a lovely little hound here.
Oh, that's me boy Nugget.
Well, hello, Master Dwarf. As I've been introduced, my name's Bernard. As it happens, I was scheduled to take some folks, but they didn't arrive last night, so I have a free coach all the way down. I'd have to go get some payment from you, but I could arrange a relatively decent fee for inside. I'd say 3 silver shillings a head, and I could take you the rest of the way.
Well, we do have a horse to transport, so would one of us just ride alongside?
Oh, that's certainly. You can never have enough friends on the road, I say. And don't worry, this little guy here, he comes for free. And Nugget lets out a little woof.
Oh, beauty going.
What size of cart are you looking at, sir?
Say that again, friend.
What size of cart are you running, sir?
Oh, got a full carriage, enough interior for 4 people to sit comfortably inside, protected from the elements. 5 if you're awful close to one another.
And how much is this going to cost?
Well, like I said, based on everything, I could do 3 silver shillings a head.
That's not too dreadful.
Barin looks at Mecurion and he kind of tilts his head at him. Come on, do your thing.
Of course, yes. Quite honestly, I find that's a rather reasonable price, but...
Barin looks at him a little bit sternly, going...
Of course!
Even Nugget turns his head but he offered me a free play.
I think that 9 silver shillings should do it just fine. Baron, if you're having trouble, we'll cover you 2.
But it's...
We're not all paying, I'm riding the horse alongside.
Exactly. It's coming to 9 for all of us, since our dearest friend is riding the horse and Nugget's riding for free. I'd say we're already getting a 6 shilling discount. There's a difference between being frugal and being cheap. And the men of Ulthuan are not cheap.
Being cheap keeps us alive.
Keeps you alive. That's a funny joke. We're all going to live.
Did you fucking rich laugh at me? Did
I
you
laugh
just
in
sit
money.
there with your fucking weird elf lips and go, oh?
Yes, I sure did.
Yeah, Bernard is looking over all of you so what?
Baron writes something in his book.
Oh, I pay the 3 shillings for myself to give Barin a discount. But I will allow him with the party funds to cover the other 6 shillings.
That's not what I want at all.
Wait, but you said you were going to use the party funds to pay for the card.
I want you to pay for everything. Why be rich? I want to be richer than the elf.
Well, that's a very tempting offer, Baron, but I'm afraid I can't quite abide by it, you see.
No.
I want to get the fact that I had to pay.
Bernard is now looking confused in this conversation.
This is us fucking off. Don't worry. Okay, so Baron will basically take the funds that he took from the people and he'll pony up on it because that's meant for the party fund. So yeah, he has 1. I'll take the 9 silver shillings and I'll pay them in.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, Bernard takes it, nods, even takes a brief moment to try to bite down. Yeah, good silver this. All right, I'll go get everything ready to go. And ma'am, you'll be bringing your horse alongside. Is that right?
Aye, yes, I'll just be riding alongside. Keep an eye on the road. Yep.
I give her 2 silver shillings. I might want to go buy some feed for that horse.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I'm going to very quickly put her off to go and buy feed for the horse.
And not lobsters again. Horses don't eat lobsters.
You only made that mistake once.
Okay, so you're going to get food and purchase it for the horsey. Yeah, they certainly have food here. As I am madly going through, being like, what the fuck do you What's even regular food cost?
Do we want to just write it down and then take care of it later?
Oh no, absolutely. I just want to make sure you're not I'm paying $1,000. No, okay. Two 2 silver shillings is actually pretty reasonable. It'll get you like a good solid like 2 weeks worth of rations for this horse. It's a lot of feed, but you know, you can like put it on the sides and even some in the coach as well.
Alright, let me break this gold piece that Mecurion gave me. There we go.
But I gave you 2 silver shillings already.
Yeah, the 2
Oh, you
silver
did?
shillings cover
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
you're good.
literally
You're good.
loudly exclaimed, I gave you my...
You accidentally buy like 6 months of horse feed.
Had to get
Okay.
a cart for that shit. Just fucking... I wonder how much is
Yeah.
a cart for ourselves.
For yourselves, it's actually like super expensive.
Like
Oh,
50 gold or what?
I just had this up. So a cart costs 20 gold crown.
All right.
A coach costs 150 gold crown.
I'm good with running out of cart. Let's keep going.
Yeah, about to say, Zoran, we don't have that much money.
It's like I know,
Sorry.
but I just want to know how realistically it's obtainable.
Horribly unrealistic.
Terribly so.
Huh.
Okay. Here. All right. So with that, you get the food. Bernard goes out front and begins preparing. Lost Pocket sits down with you, Mecurion, Barin, and Arnold, and you enjoy some breakfast, which is provided as part of your room that you purchased earlier. And with that, Bernard returns, having readied the coach. Zilyana, you have your horse readied as well, and you are all good to set out.
Oh boy.
Yes.
And with that, the carriage departs, heading south, continuing along the Altdorf Middenheim road.
Well, Arno, you're in your occupation one of the, what is it exactly? The witch hunter acolytes or something along those lines?
In training, yes, but I suppose you could call it an interrogator for now.
Oh, intriguing. So it's something like a policeman or something, or a watchman?
No.
No, I understand that it's a little more extreme than that, yes?
A touch. I like to keep law kept in these lands. Seems to fall by the wayside quite frequently. But I do have means of enforcing it beyond simple force.
Oh, like what?
Well, with this, he's gonna kind of tap his chin thoughtfully for a second before reaching into his coat and pulling out one set of pliers.
Well, those are rather persuasive, I imagine.
Well, I don't usually have to use them, but, you know, some folk need a little first-hand experience.
What happens when you're done with the first hand? Yes.
Oh.
Lost Pocket looks really concerned at that and like looking at Barin like, who the fuck are these people?
Well, after the first hand, he reaches into his coat pocket and pulls out a very small hammer and chisel.
Well, I wasn't expecting you to have an answer, I'll admit that much.
I'll have many answers, sir. I intend to...
Lost Pocket turns to Barin. So, how about this year's
Hi.
Schaffenfest? You looking forward to it? Are you going to be in attendance?
What? What did she say?
This year's Schaffenfest. Are you going to be in attendance?
What's a Schaffenfest? I'm not
do you
asking. I'm
have-
asking you. So.
Oh yeah, I know you're asking me. Let's see if you have any skills that would tell you about like. Do you have any lores at all?
I know dwarf and
Okay,
rock.
perfect.
I have lore
All right.
rock.
You have no idea what the fuck a Schaffenfest is.
Oh, I have no idea what the fuck that is.
Oh, it takes place in Bogenhafen. It's a big event. It's kind of a fair and livestock market.
I see anything interesting happen there?
Well, it's one of the largest fairs in the Empire. Attracts people from all around, even from nations outside.
Oh. Hey, well, I'm afraid we have things to deal with in Altdorf. But hopefully, if we're passing by around that time, we hope to see you there performing, though.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly why I'm going. Can't wait, really. It's going to be great. And she sort of pauses. And what's sending you to Altdorf, then?
Oh, just some business. Just some mine disputes, that's all.
Oh, mines. Do you have a mine of your own?
Oh, the Stackward family has helped build various forts for nobles all around this land. But, we're just having a little bit of problem around the quarry area and some of the miners' places, and we're just going to get the legal stuff taken care of.
There is a moment, and then you hear the sliding wood panel from the front of the coach as Bernard sort of peeking. Sorry to eavesdrop there, Master Dwarf, but you saying your family was involved with building edifices around these parts?
Aye?
Well, that's very good. They affiliated at all with the Imperial Engineers School?
Well, I think we've worked with them ever so often. There's a couple places that want, some special orders done. And
that's good, The Emperor, he's and like this guy's clearly like just talking to hear his own voice at this point, like talking over you, and he's just like, the Emperor, he's turned his back on them colleges of magic. Like he's getting the engineer school to build all these new messenger towers across this area. It's about time the Emperor saw sense and got rid of those witches, that's what I say.
Excuse me, what was that exactly? Says Mecurion, who, presumably after the 6th torture implement, had turned a slight shade of green. And
Arnold is putting away a very small corkscrew.
Absolutely. Well, Emperor, he's turned his back on the colleges of magic. I think he's getting ready to make a move against them, I do.
You think so? Why on earth would he do that?
Because they're witches.
Arno's going to turn his head to Mecurion. But to say, there's plenty of reasons to be very mistrustful of the witch in this part.
Perhaps a witch, but this is the school founded by Archmage Teclis, the Tower of Hoeth. This is the Elvenkind's gift to you to create this college of magic. Why would you do away with it in lieu of some engineer corps, as helpful as I'm sure they are?
Well, magic is bad.
Do you have a study to back that up?
A silence falls in the party.
To back up this statement, magic is unwieldy. It is dangerous, and those who practice it often have a tenuous grasp on its power, least of which the human elements of it that choose to do so. And more often than not, they would love rather to turn to piracy and banditry. That's rather unacceptable, don't you think?
Oh, but of course. And indeed, I've heard rumors of some dreadful death mages somewhere in the Empire. Not much of it, I hate to say, but a disciplined mage, not a witch, a disciplined mage, is as useful to a society as, say, a college of engineers. You can create grand infrastructure. You can harvest fields in the muck, if you wish. It's how the elves ruled the world once so very, very long ago.
And from my understanding, the elves don't rule this world anymore now, do they? Whose fault is that? Magic's.
Malekith, but moving away from that, I would endeavor you to consider the fact that if these mages perhaps were more properly trained, if there was harsher standards of discipline within your colleges, perhaps you would have less witches and more competent mages that don't make you fear any wand or wizard that comes across your way.
I look at Mecurion, or Barin looks at Mecurion and goes like, the society sounds like they're all nicely trained and everything. Do you have anybody that does anything in the equivalent of a witch and doing evil magics even though they're trained?
Well, every so often you do have a certain sort of elf that is a rather grim sort, but they tend to not stick around on Ulthuan for very long. Piratical raiders, cane worshippers, that whole deal, but they're not usually found in the inlands. They're not setting up camps on the roads and ambushing people. Indeed, I hail from Safri. Safri is the most magical place in all of Ulthuan. It's also one of the safest to travel, so long as we have good intentions.
Those kinds of people don't exactly do much to endear the common people of the Empire to magic. And even that aside, that is what I'm here for, to convince them to behave.
And Sigmar bless you for that. too, sir. One. I'm feeling a bit rude here, ma'am. And like Bernard looks out, clearly outside of the cart, and Zilyana, you see the other. What do you think of witches, ma'am?
Zilyana, who's like watching butterflies as this is happening, looks over, just, huh? Witches?
Yeah.
What do you mean by witches?
Magic users, scum of the earth. What do you think of them?
Scum of the earth? No, I think they're fine.
Oh.
I mean, I
Really?
don't know any of that fancy magic stuff myself. I'm a little more, rely on my sword a bit more. But, some smartsy folks and get really good at magic and they can do a bunch of really incredible things. I've seen mages protect the innocent and, do all that kind of really cool things.
But
Give him just like a big empty smile.
yeah, and he's just like, well, that's fair. I mean,
Magic can be like a cool sword that you use, magic-y things for.
right.
You know.
Right. Bernard quickly turns away, looks back through the hole the slit leading into the actual carriage itself. Mr. Arno, sir, I just want to really thank you. What you're doing is Sigmar's work, really, and blessings upon you.
Thank you. I'm going to close the wooden slit.
Okay.
Before he does so, Arno is going to tip his hat lightly to the man.
Yeah, the last thing before Mecurion shouts, thank you, and clams in his face.
I swear, you're all going to be up in arms about magic until the time when you have a famine. You can only cure it by transmogrifying dirt into pumpkins.
Cross that bridge when we come to it. Dealing with banditry now is more important.
I completely agree.
Mecurion, can you give me a +20 perception check?
Of course, I would love nothing more to notice the gun that he is now pointing at the back of my head.
Every NPC in this now just has
At all times. Whoa, that's 8 levels of success.
You got a 2.
What's
So, yeah, 2, 8 levels of success. Okay, so as you're having this this moment of like closing off the slit and being in here with friends, that's when you notice something. Like you notice that there's this slight like redness by Barin's eyes and like an inaudible like sniffle happening from Arno occasionally, and your keen elven eyes are detecting the early onset of a cold on both of them. And you are trapped in this tiny box with them.
You people are
Topical.
Oh my good. First thing first, Mecurion. Notice the exits.
You got any Sigquill?
It's at times like this I can't help but imagine that it'd be quite useful to have a mage on standby. Just go, bro. I gotta quickly move my entire body away. I'm facing my back towards Barin like I just dodged another crossbow bolt.
Do I need to
Watch
put
where you
down a
s-
15-foot cone for my sneeze?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It's like cone of cold, but it's cone of snot.
Pestilential
Oh god,
breath.
that much snot?
Cone
So
of
I have a very important question, Thurston.
Okay.
Is Nugget sick?
It does not appear that Nugget is sick. No.
I'm going to reach out and just kind of grab Nugget and pet him like I'm losing my sanity, like I'm at the climax of like an H.P. Lovecraft novel. Like, Nugget, you are my shield in this storm of pestilence. Nugget, you must protect me.
Mercury, put something over your mouth!
That's a good idea, and I'll hold Nugget up at the level of my mouth, and that's how we'll do the rest of this ride.
Just his like face is staring back. Anytime Mecurion talks, there's just the Nugget's face there. Oh my gosh. All right, that's fine. All right. After several hours of travel, you find yourselves in the flatland. The Altdorf Flats, a vast marshland that surrounds the imperial capital. And at this point, you are noticing a large number of other coaches. You're routinely seeing other people either coming or going. 10 minutes doesn't pass before you're seeing groups of 2 to 3 other coaches, carts, caravans, all moving and like crossing one another, sharing these immense roads. You can see if, like, the land is rising up to a patchwork of farmlands and small villages.
Neat.
Okay.
Zilyana, you're outside and on your horse during this. Are you sort of like how are you taking this journey? Are you just kind of taking everything in? Are you wanting to interact with your horsey? What's your thought here?
Oh yeah, I'm just mostly keeping an eye on the road, kind of looking around, making sure that we aren't accosted by any horrible creatures again. Probably trying to get to know my horse a little better. You know, lean down, pet it every so often.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you give me an animal care test?
Animal care.
Yeah,
Alright.
Just a plus 20.
Animal. I don't see animal care. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Scare the fuck out of that animal.
I care for this horse. No, I don't.
Oh shit!
94. Am I about to get off?
You failed your care roll.
Okay.
Gotta put her down. Here you go.
Oh no!
Here's a crossbow.
You can tell that the the horse is kind of spooked still, but that's about all you're getting.
Oh, no. I'm sorry, buddy. I promise there aren't any more of those nasties on the road anymore.
I think. Look around.
Not this close to the capital, ma'am. Well, we'll be fine. But Bernard sort of smiles over. Speaking of which, does that one have a name?
Oh, says his name is Nay.
Nay.
Yeah, Nay.
Is that some kind of joke?
What?
just a little bit of animal jokes, that's all. Ever been to Altdorf before, love?
No, I haven't. I heard a lot of good things about it. Mecurion seems real excited to get there.
It's a big city. Lots going on there. Do you know where you'll be going, where you'll be staying?
Do we know where we'll be going or we'll be staying? I called everyone in the cart.
Yeah,
No!
I know.
No, we don't.
That's
I'm
what I
sure there are
call the
plenty of
spirit of
places.
adventure. I remember back when I was young, and this carries on for a bit longer in the journey.
Aye, arrow in the knee, etc.
Ooh. Ooh. Curse
And-
of ages.
Yeah, you make your way through the farmlands, carrying on with these kind of conversations. Mecurion inside the carriage, holding up poor Nugget to defend himself with. And it's not long before you see the great white walls of Altdorf glimmering in the distance, stretching to the east and west. The sun is beginning to set, and as it does, the coach is now approaching the city, and off in the distance you can even see the outskirts of the Imperial Palace looming over the River Reich as you're approaching. But not before too long, you find yourselves entering the Wolf Gate at the north of Altdorf. And
There we go.
yeah,
We're loading Altdorf fancy.
the Altdorf fancy map. That's because there's actually two versions of this map, and the one in the actual adventure is kind of a sketch version. I prefer the fancy version.
Yeah, I know the program that made this map.
Wow.
I immediately identified all the assets.
I was gonna say, to be fair, this is the print map you can buy of this from Cubicle 7.
Interesting.
Tell us more, Thurston.
Yes, I mean that's all I got, really. But you find yourselves approaching through the gate and see the streams of people moving in and around the area. How are all of you sort of taking this in?
Well, I'm quite pleased to finally be in civilization as cramped and perhaps not quite as sterling as I recall. It's lovely to see people's capital city. It really tells you a lot about its character. What am I getting from Altdorf, Thurston? Just I glance around. What do you think the feeling I'm getting is around here about, like, you know, what this city is like?
What's the smell like?
It is a big, vibrant city, a very close-knit city.
Am I seeing, like, is it like all race, or am I seeing like you know, like a diverse array? Like there's like dwarves or like even like a few city elves here and there.
Very rare are you seeing non-humans. Like 9.9% of people here are human.
Well, I can say this certainly looks rather defensible. It's nice to see running water through a city again. It's been a while since Lothan and all that.
Aye, and it still smells the same too. I assume, can I also make a potential check with bonuses from the Stackwell's time, probably having to go through Altdorf ever so often to do several dealings. You know, to kind of know where to go. Is like, okay. There's definitely a tavern that the Stackwells have usually gone to every so often on their stops.
If he doesn't, can I also make one for like Lord Reichland?
I'll allow. Let's see here. I will allow Barin to give me a flat intelligence check, and Arno, you can give me a Lord Reichland test at +20.
Awesome.
I have rolled a 90 for some reason. That's quite bad.
Yeah. So you are not familiar with the big city at all.
I got a 31 out of 25.
Yeah. So one failure degree. Barin, you've had, like, your family has sent people here, but you have very rarely crossed through Altdorf. In fact, you've only sort of seen it from the periphery while traveling elsewhere. You've never been in the city proper yourself.
Yeah.
So
my parents were like, "Oh yeah, if you ever need us, we're gonna be over here," and I'll never know where it exactly is, but.
Yeah, and so you've got an idea. One place that they've talked about a lot is the Konigs Plaza, which appears to be the area where you're going based off what Bernard has explained during the journey. And you're sort of like trucking down the main road. Now, one thing you also are aware of is your destination, because you've been attempting to secure yourself legal counsel. So you will be heading towards the offices of Sturmen and Lichtvoort on the Island of Tottenham, which is right kind of to the southeast. There's a small little islet you can see that has two bridges connecting it from where you are. But first, you're making your way. Your group is making its way to the Konigs Plaza. The coach sort of heads through town, and you get a good sense of these tightly wrought buildings built on top of one another, tall spiring towers, architectural feats that appear to be like generational, with different structures built alongside or adjacent to structures of entirely different make. Everything here, though, appears to be the same kind of like wrought wood or some sort of stone. There are people moving about everywhere.
Well then, Barin, I think that you know our destination first and foremost. At one point, I would like to do a little bit of a sightseeing tour around here, if you don't mind.
Hey, first, let's secure room and boarding.
Of course.
I heard there was a place called the Konigs Plaza, was it?
The Konigs Plaza.
Spats. Okay, not Splats. Spats. Okay. There's a tavern over here. And my folks told me basically down the pink building, take a left down to the blue one, and then take a right. Oh my God, it's spelled so fucking weird. Jesus. Okay, let me write this. Okay, just for everybody to know what this is. I thought it was like Cunning Spats or something, but no, it is like a K-O with the two dots above it, which I never learned what it is. Yeah, then I-N-I-G-P-L ATZ. Because, you know, that's a name. That place.
It's an yes, I see. Well, so they gave you colors and shapes. Did they?
All right, we're stopping here. Get ready.
I get
all right.
ready.
Get ready for what?
I get ready to get off, I guess.
Yeah, like the coach is coming to us. All right, end of the line here. You're at the Konigs Plaza. Everyone get off. Thanks for the journey. I gotta go find myself some beer is what I gotta do and set this back in. And like as this is going on, like you see Lost Pocket who gives a shrug and she's like, well, time to get going. And she sort of like hops out looking around, and there must be hundreds of people in this square. All of them are like tightly knit together, and as you start stepping out, and Zilyana, you've been noticing this as you've been approaching, there are just people who are shouting various things. Like you hear, Angelino's best grub in town, stay at the Cat and Fiddle, finest music and best beds. And then you can see what appears to almost be a zombie-like horde of reaching hands towards you and your luggage. Let me help you, Governor. I can take you where you need to go. Just let me grab your case there.
I look at the group saying, get them away from all of our stuff. No.
Sorry, we're fine. I can carry plenty of things. Please clear away.
I'm
Church
like
of Sigma, official business, one side.
I'm like it's Helm's Deep for me, where I just have like I'm using like my crossbow or whatever to kind of like swing away. People are like, get away from the stuff, get away, fuck off, get away from you, and I'm like trying to bat them away.
I have a question, Thurston.
Yes.
This place is crowded like unreasonably so, right?
Absolutely.
Have I ever seen this many people in one place in my entire life?
Oh gosh, no. Like this is a sprawl of just bodies of unimaginable numbers.
All right, I'm just gonna have a moment as I look out. You know, I mean, elves are a receding people. These cities aren't really so full up, so I'm just going to sort of take a moment as I take my first steps in Altdorf. I'm just gonna look around side to side. Just gonna lift up my hands in the middle of this crowd, and the party's just gonna see Mecurion just kind of like.
Oh, he's doing it again.
Oh no! Just don't look at him.
Well, gentlemen, I suppose we should be going to this Konigs Plaza.
You
And
good?
that'll be the end of that.
Oh, you're in the Konigs Plaza. This is like it is. The coach has literally dropped you off at this large area because it's clearly like a melting pot drop-off point in town.
They're going to the Konigs Plaza. It's not that hard to pronounce. Come on.
Of course.
And you hear this loud trumpeting off in the distance. Followed, and like all of you hear this above the throng of just shouts, which are quickly dying out to the sounds of the trumpet. You hear the sound of marching feet. Enough that it almost feels as though the ground is shaking under military tread.
Yeah.
One side.
Right, yes. I'll follow Arno's lead.
Off to the side! Off to the side! You hear
Good.
this like
Pull my horse
imperious
that way.
voice as a man is rushing forward in plated armor with a single large, obnoxiously large even, plume feather on the top of his helm, wearing the white and red livery of Reichland, and sort of like pushing people back as more soldiers follow up behind. And as this is going on, a figure rides behind a phalanx. A stern-looking, regal man bedecked in the most impressive armor atop a massive ebony horse. Let me show the art. Behind him is a line of knights. And all of the people start like bowing as this figure, like kneeling or some just half bowing as this figure passes by.
Arno will bow. He is an imperial citizen.
Dude, can Arno give me a plus 40 Lore Reichland check?
I'm so glad he found all his Electro Knights. Counts, rather.
He hasn't found them all yet. I'm pretty sure we're lacking a few. Plus 40, you said?
Yes.
36, 5 successes.
The figure marching, or the figure on the horseback leading the way, is Emperor Karl Franz.
Oh. All right, gang, let's roll initiative.
I take out my crossbow.
All right, guys, we all have a chance of rolling 100 followed by 100, and then we win. We win.
We can do it. We can do it.
I spend my resilience. I spend my fate.
We'll do better than Grimgor. Let's go.
I have become a demon prince.
Okay.
Arno
look.
will break.
Arno, you recognize this as Karl Franz, the Emperor of the Empire, the lead of Reichland, the undisputed master of humanity's greatest empire in the old world.
Arno will quietly but harshly whisper to the other three, "Bow, damn you."
No, okay.
Barin will reluctantly bow.
Yeah.
But,
I'm good. Oh, sorry.
That's I'm starting to think of how to min-max how we can kill Karl Franz. All we have to do is go to an alleyway. We have to go to an alleyway. We just have to find a couple rats. If we get succeeding hits on them, we can stack up advantage.
Yeah.
If we get like 10 advantage, then I can do range attacks to keep the advantage up as we come into Karl Franz. And then we outnumber them as much as we can in an alleyway and start single-handedly destroying the entire army.
Listen, man.
Exactly.
This man, we don't stand a chance. He's got Lord's Choices problems to deal with. that man is 25% of the total points of his army. We can't fuck with him.
Correct. And that's without the fucking griffin that's in the zoo.
I will do one thing. Hearing that this is Karl Franz, which I might have taken.
Oh yeah, you'll overhear like whispering now of like, it's the Emperor. The Emperor's out and about.
I am
Don't
going
forget
to.
Angelino's best grub in town.
Angelina, no, shut up. I'm going to take a moment and just as I'm kind of bowing, 'cause of course I would, I'm going to try to catch my eyes and memorize the faces of those that are around him.
Okay.
And I'd like to try to roll some perception here.
Sure, absolutely.
All right, cool. So just challenging?
Yeah, let's do challenging perception.
Okay, sure. I will use one of my fortune to re-roll this, because this is very important to Mecurion.
Absolutely.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, that's worse.
Excellent.
Two failures. The second one worse than the first. Mecurion is also just kind of like in awe. You're still getting over the shock of all of these people. This is probably the most like monumental day in Mercurion's life. Like he's been in this place with all of these people. This seat of civilization that untamed, and now the leader of humanity has just walked on by.
Zilyana, look at the heads and the shiny armor, and yes, yeah. Well, knowing that I'm kind of overwhelmed and I won't be able to do this, I'm going to just look while they're passing. I at least want to take notes of the heraldry of those that pass.
You've got an idea. Like this moment is engraving itself in your brain.
Yeah.
You don't have to skill check. Like you definitely recognize heraldry of these who are passing, and you're getting a sense of like, oh, like this is a big deal. You might need to research who these individuals are, but you have a good sense. But as you are processing that, as the moment goes on, just as quickly as it came, it passes. And the assembled crowd's cheering grows loud as the procession proceeds, and the entire parade is passed. And as the tail end of the parade passes, it's almost like a flood of humanity just fills in the gaps. And it's back to more shouting, more loud voices crying, "Well, the Emperor graces us, so clearly the Feathered Clam is the place to go."
As the commotion ends, I'm just going to grab Zilyana by her collar. I'm just going to be like, I'm so happy I wasn't shot to death yesterday.
to. All right, calm down, Mecurion.
Oh no! Oh no! Save! Save! And you all hear Lost Pocket now pointing as one of her satchel bags. Also, like the loot satchel appears to have been grabbed by a small child who is now running away with it. No!
Zilyana's head's gonna snap around when she hears this, and I'm just gonna start barreling toward her. Start running toward the thief.
Okay. So is anyone else going to chase after this?
Yes, Mecurion would, without thinking about it, because he's just so caught up in the moment, and he sees his friends running. He's like, he's kind of a little. He is currently suffering from the stupidity rule.
Excellent. Barin, Arno, you see this. Barin, what do you do when you see like Lost Pocket turn and pointing and shouting thief?
I look at Arnold and go, well, they're dead. I start, organizing our stuff.
True.
I can handle your little discussion in a minute. I will be going off to follow them. I'm going to make sure they don't run into something.
Oh, no. That's right. We have all of our stuff, right?
So Arno's gonna go too.
Well,
It's like, we have all of our stuff, right?
Yeah.
I have all the
cool,
luggage
buddy.
right here, sir.
All right, let's lock and load. I cock my crossbow and start heading off with them.
You cock your crossbow and return it to your inventory.
I just leave it loaded just in case.
Denied. Okay, so yeah, all right. Can I get each of you to give me a challenging athletics check as you chase after this urchin boy?
Get his ass.
Get him a
47.
That is a 15, so 4 degrees of
Very-
success.
Barin, were you doing that? You were running as well, right?
Yeah. My athletics of 24 is right on that, Chief.
Fuck yeah, do it
There
up.
we go.
Yee.
31 out of 24. It's not terrible. in
So
retrospect.
very quickly, Arno, Mecurion, and Barin.
Wait, can
Yes.
I do the thing to make that 1 degree, make that a success, or would that not work?
You want to use your fortune?
Yeah, I think that would bring it up to 1, right? Bring it up to 0.
Yeah, it would.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay. Just one sec here.
Wait, no,
So, yeah,
I have no fortune. I'm a dwarf. I'm dead. Never mind.
I think no. Your fortune restores every session.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
So if you have one, then whatever your fate is, you should have equal to that.
okay,
It restores at the
sorry, my
beginning
bad.
of every session.
Yeah.
No,
so I
you're
have
good.
one.
You're good.
My bad.
Okay. Okay. So you succeed that. So Arno, you start rushing ahead. Mecurion, you've been rushing with Zilyana. We see from our camera view through the crowds as like Zilyana takes an immediate lead forward, and Barin kind of joins in, though he's a bit slower. He's still keeping good pace. It looks like Barin's about to tire down, but gets the second win and rushes past Mecurion and Arno, who become just lost in the crowd of people, kind of getting out of breath and pushed in the throng until they're kind of stopped in their tracks together as the other two have now rushed past. And if I could get Zilyana and Barin to give me another athletics check.
Oh, you
Yeah,
son of a
jeez.
whore.
Still just challenging.
It's challenging.
All right.
Well, I
marginal
failed.
success.
So at this point, Barin is like just about to catch up to Zilyana. and then just there's this overwhelming, just like shortness of breath, and you have to stop Barin as you see Zilyana like power running ahead. I assume some kind of like Terminator 2 run.
It's set
Yeah,
up an
exactly.
athletics check, even though I've already rolled it. But if you allow me this,
Mhm.
I want to shoot a shot from my sling to
Oh, no.
potentially hit the perp.
Wait, in a crowded street?
Mm-hmm.
In a crowded street, you want to strike the child in the back of the head with a rock.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
No, I'm not gonna kill the child. What are you doing?
You're not gonna
That's-
do it. This rock sure will.
Okay, so before oh god, fuck. Okay, before this baby back bullshit happens, let's see.
Just trying to maim the boy in the leg.
Do you care about hitting someone else in the crowd?
Oh, that's a good question.
It's a real good question.
I know, like, as Barin takes out the sling and Zilyana somehow having some instinct, I suspect you're turning to me and going, no. And then Barin will go, like, in slow motion and go, fine, and I will care. So I'll have a minus.
You ever play KOTOR, right? Knights of the Old Republic, and you ever talk to Canderous, and you talk to him, and you're like, yeah, Canderous, you're like a pretty nice guy. I mean, like, I wonder what's going on. And then you bring Canderous on a mission, and you see how he's kind of edgy, but I mean, he means well. I mean, how bad could he possibly be? Then take a look at his dark side score, and it's all the way to the bottom, and he's in like the dark fire misty pit of like black evil darkness. That is Barin.
I also want to say that at this moment, Zilyana has the head turned back and then carries on running. Nugget has stopped beside Barin and looks up at Barin and gives the dog equivalent of good boy.
Will you go, boy?
Gives him a nod.
Zilyana, will you give me another athletics check, please?
All right, one more.
If you don't make this one, I'm hitting the kid.
Impressive success.
Holy crap.
4th success level.
They require 3 successful tests to catch up to the thief, which, all right, here we go. So you have now, Robert Patrick Terminator ran into, chasing this child down into an alley who is now, trying to, climb over a wooden wall, but clearly can't, and turns around to see you silhouetted by the setting sun at the end of the alley, clutching onto the goods.
I reach down. I'm going to pick him up by the scruff of the neck. What are you doing, little one?
People gotta eat! People gotta eat!
Right, and so do the people who you stole from. Now give it here. Now.
Oh, shit. Why don't you give me an intimidate check? Plus 20.
Oh no.
You could fortune it.
Too kind.
You could fortune it.
I could fortunate. Yeah, I might as well.
Yeah, well, that 100.
Can Barin be
Roll that
there
one.
standing threateningly with his crossbow?
He's still running. Give it a sec.
No, I want to threaten the child, goddammit.
You've already... Okay.
Marginal failure.
We never rolled a hit.
All right, now, Barin. So, clearly this child is oh, this is like a cuddle buddy elf. Nothing intimidating is going on here. I don't know if I can. And then we see the shadow, a much smaller shadow at the far end of the alley with a crossbow.
Barin, if you hurt that child.
It's I guess it's darkened, and the one candle on my head is like a Cyclops evil Eye of Sauron eye. As I approach this child, drop it.
Don't.
Drop it, Trajan.
I'm sorry. Drop the let me go. I'm sorry.
All right, it's all right. It's all right.
I'm gonna look this kid over. Does he look rough?
Give me an insight check.
All right.
Yeah.
Where's my insight? It's around here somewhere.
Insight.
Where is it? Is it not in my skills?
Oh, you might not have it then. Oh, get wrecked.
Just wow. Just it's like Barin will walk up to the child and be like, all right. So why'd you steal, son? Why'd you steal, son? It's like, well.
Oh, intuition. That was the check I was looking.
Yeah, she should have it.
Yeah, sorry, I said insight. Wrong one.
Oh,
Intuition.
Okay. Intuition. There we go. Just challenging.
Yeah.
2 degrees of success.
Yeah, this is just like a poor child from a poor family who's trying to make some coin on the side.
All right. Well, you can't go stealing things from strangers. You understand?
Okay.
Right.
And it's not looking at you, it's looking at the steadily advancing dwarf shadow. Okay.
I'm going to hand him 2 silver shillings.
What?
All right, you're gonna take these. You're gonna go buy yourself some food, and you gotta promise me you're not gonna be stealing from no more people.
Okay.
All right?
Looking at the shadow of the dwarf. Okay.
Barin, put the crossbow
You're
away.
supposed to be responsible in your life.
I'm trying to be noble.
And he like starts running, trying to desperately rush past Barin.
All right. I pick him up and I just put him over the wall. He was trying to.
Yeah, clearly just like drop. There's a slight like thump and then.
Barin, you can't threaten children with bodily harm.
Like he puts the crossbow away and going like, "Oh, did you give him money?"
I did give him money.
Good. Well, hopefully he can use that money to try to learn to become a better person. Even though he's in a desperate state of affairs, he still has to learn. And I know those frightening him will hopefully put him on the right path. So, good thing I didn't have to spend any of mine. So thank you, Zilyana, for at least giving him some cash. Come on, let's get back to the folks. I'm sure they're worried about us. And next time we see that kid, let's take it. If we ever see him again in this horde of people, then we should make sure he's on the right path. Come on.
And as you say this, Barin, you turn to go back down the alley that you've advanced down, both you and Zilyana. But there is another large shadow that stands at the end of the alley, and you just hear this. Whoa, hello there.
I fire my crossbow.
Well, wait, you Lord.
Holy shit.
And then we cut away from you two, and we cut to Arno and Mecurion, who are like out of breath in this bustle of the square.
Very important question.
Yes.
We put the horse away, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because if we didn't, then I would have to go back and get the horse before someone stole that and ate it. Okay, great. Well, it's always this exciting in Altdorf.
I wouldn't know. Arno has not been like running full tilt sprint. He is pacing himself and jogging very slowly.
Okay. As this is going on, you've kind of lost track of where your friends have run off at this mass of people. Can both of you give me perception checks? Plus 20.
Oh boy, perception. My favorite thing to roll.
3 degrees of success.
Very good.
5 degrees of success with a 3 apparently.
So Mecurion, you're able to kind of catch just like the tail end of where your friends have gone. They appear to like rushed into an alley, and they're still a far ways off, but you're gonna have to like go through the crowd to reach them. Arno, you notice this, but you also notice something else that is very strange. There's a group of 2, sort of in like common street clothes. One of them is looking directly at you. He appears to be a middle-aged man with sort of like short, curly blonde hair. And he's scratching his ear, his left ear, with like the little pinky of his right hand in like this awkward motion.
Mm-hmm.
And then he stops and looks at you.
So he was looking at us, and then he scratched his ear.
Yeah, like he was looking at you and then took his right hand and like went to scratch his left ear with his pinky.
That is probably a sign, but of what I don't know.
What do you see, Arno?
Gentleman over there making some kind of... He was looking at us a second ago, and then he did something real unusual with
The man does it again, this time like a bit more, like almost stepping into it, kind of like a wink without the wink, like almost turning the left ear towards you and scratching it with the right pinky.
Intuition. Are we about to get jumped?
You can give me an intuition check, sure.
I was going to do that as well, so...
Yeah, absolutely.
2 degrees
Challenging?
of failure, tragically.
Yeah, for you, actually, plus 20 for you, Arno.
Failure, 87.
You could fortune that.
I do have 2 still. Yeah, I'll fortune it.
Okay.
And roll that again.
Bam.
Let's take it a second.
Oh yeah, you're good. As you are staring at this fellow. What was it? There we go.
64 still.
Still not quite enough. You could tell like this. You're not. obviously you recognize this as some kind of code, but you're not sure if like this is like you're gonna get jumped, you're gonna get, and the person looking around does it a third time, again, like stepping even more into it.
Thurston, so I'm allowed to re-roll it. Can I then use another fortune afterwards to make it level?
I think so, yeah.
In that case, I will use both my fortune to get this position.
Okay, so with just like a marginal success, you can tell that like this is them trying to give some kind of like sign countersign situation. Clearly, they have potentially mistaken you for someone.
So I wouldn't know the sign in particular. I think I know I think I know who these guys are, and Arnold probably would have caught on to it as well, being mistaken for the dead fellow who was a ways back. Can Arno attempt to... What would be a good thing to roll to guess what the countersign is?
A flat percentile roll.
All right, you got it. Against what?
Yep, just a flat percentile roll.
How about a 1?
Holy crap! All right.
Damn.
God.
Got him.
Is that the
Nice.
second time we've gotten the Arno, like, nat 1? Holy
Yes.
crap.
Okay.
1.
Arno is the MVP of this adventure.
Don't fuck with Arno. Jesus Christ.
He guesses the countersign. What is it?
I want to read the paragraph from this event.
No,
The
go ahead,
correct
please.
response to the secret code is a slight raising of the eyebrows and the brushing back of one's hair with the left hand.
No, I got an idea for this.
Yes.
Arno is going to silently beckon Mecurion over.
Yes.
Until
Arno
Mercury-
places his hand on top of Mercurion's head and raises his eyebrow with his index finger and uses his hand to brush his hair back while pointing him towards the person.
Well, seems that Altdorf culture is rather more eclectic than I'd thought.
Hold on a second.
Holding on. And as I say holding on, I grab invisibly on, I put my hand inside of my coat, and of course that's on the hilt of my sword.
Ugh. And like there's a like sigh of relief as one of them like kind of comes over the other one who's clearly looking at the crowd also approaching. Oh, good, sir.
Arno is going to go along with this, I guess.
Or isn't it just?
Very good.
Yes.
Well, pleasure to finally meet you.
Very, very good. Am I? We were worried.
Oh, believe me, I was worried as well. I'm here now. Why don't we discuss some things?
But we've got things ready for by the docks tonight.
Yes. Come on. Let's go to a more secluded area. Up ahead, why don't we? And I'm going to bring him slightly towards the dark alleyway where everyone else was going down, because I'm trying to follow our apparently Olympic speedrunning redhead elf and also mid-Olympic speedrunning dwarf.
I like to imagine Barin just rolled there.
We're very good sprinters.
Dodge roll.
I'm very athletic.
Well, we don't have much time, sir. I apologize. We were just to make sure that you made your way into town safely.
Of course. Where am I going from here?
We were hoping you would tell us.
Said it was dockside, yes?
Well, it's where we were gonna have a boat ready.
Is there a tavern near there?
No, the boatman in.
That sounds fine.
Okay. Late night. We'll be by then. We'll see you then. We'll see you then. Like pulls back and starts like rushing off into the crowd, nodding at you vigorously.
And I will watch him go while Mecurion is standing next to him, probably with his hand still on his head. Like
I'm just looking so assured and like, of course. The moment he leaves, my face completely drops. What the hell was that?
I have no idea, but I would love to find out.
Is this about that dead man we found? The one that looked exactly like you. I thought I was being racist when I found it, so I didn't mention it.
No, it could possibly be. But it would be interesting to find out what exactly they are doing in regards to a boat, or why it needs to be kept so secret.
Indeed.
But first...
And as you like have that at first, you both turn and see that a figure of like a large man has stepped into the alley where your two companions had run down. And we cut back to Barin. Barin, I believe last we'd left, you said you were going to draw and shoot your crossbow. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah, I definitely was 100% going to do that after I see clearly who this person is and his motives.
It's Carl Franz.
Oh, awesome. He's fucked in
You're
this
definitely
alleyway.
shooting him.
We outnumber him. We got this.
It's Malekith. Lol.
So you see this shadow. Zilyana, you see this shadow too of this like fairly well like muscled individual at the end of the alley, kind of silhouetted by the sun.
Can I help you? Kind of blocking the way out, mate.
And with that, Barin, that the sun, like the reflection of the sun, finally gives a bit of definition to the character. And this is for Barin, but I'll share it with all of you.
Ooh.
Oh, it's so good to see you, Joseph. Put the crossbow away.
Striking out on your own at last, eh?
Aye.
For time, you young rascal. I knew you had more in you than your old life could satisfy. And he comes up to, like, give you this bear hug.
Barin will return it in kind. But, oh, yeah, that mine's definitely making me a lot more weary. So sorry, I almost shot you there.
Oh, it's all right. You wouldn't be Barin if you weren't throwing a rock or trying to shoot someone. Who's this lovely lady you have with you? Oh, you're not getting with elves now, are you?
No. You'd never know I did anything like that. This is Zilly.
No,
Zilyana, come. Just come in to meet my friend Joseph, Quarter Cordian. It's a very good friend of mine.
Pleasure to meet you, ma'am. Anyone who's a friend of Baron's is someone I look out for. And by that, I mean I'm worried about them because they're friends with this one here.
I'd reach over and like give him this very vigorous handshake, just like the Terminator handshake, you know.
Got some strength to you. Have you ever worked a boat?
Have I ever worked a boat? Once or twice.
Would you like to work a boat?
Oh no, we don't work without pay, Joseph. You remember the Stackwall way?
Well, of course. I'm not saying I wouldn't pay. I just need some more people for my boat.
Oh, well, I'm more than happy
I think we could help out. I mean, I don't know what other business Mecurion has planned in this place, but I'd like to go sailing.
At this point, both Mecurion and Arnold cross into the alley, seeing this scene.
What's all this about sailing?
He says he has a boat and needs help working.
Oh, yes. You are currently preoccupied, Zilyana.
Aye. Kind of, like, hangs her head a little bit and shuffles over to Mecurion.
I mean, we weren't going to do it right now.
Oh, well, I'm guessing you all have business here in Altdorf, otherwise you wouldn't be here.
Aye, you know, the mine's a little bit of trouble, so we're here to help arrange some of this stuff. But what's this about your boat business? What happened?
Oh, nothing. I just need some hands. I'm going to Bogenhafen for the Schaffenfest.
Oh,
Do you just need help loading?
Oh, well, anyone who can help me. I'm going to be going downriver there. Bring some goods, some wine, some other goods.
Oh.
Well, what's your exit date?
Well, this next few days is basically what I'm looking for. I can probably leave as early as tomorrow if need be. But enough about business. How about we get ourselves a drink later tonight? I know you're busy, but if later in the evening you want to meet and have a drink together, I'd be all right with that.
Oh, absolutely. Do you have anything in recommendation? You usually find the best spots for the family.
Boatman Inn. That's where I'm suggesting. Clues in the title. Whenever I'm in Altdorf, I have to visit at least once. Best beer north of the Reich, I say. Come on, we'll have a drink there tonight.
Aye, then on the way, I hope my friends don't have any objections for the good night. Oh, and, you might want to go and get your horse. They have a place for horses, right?
I should probably move where I put my horse.
Of course. Well, I'll meet you there tonight. Sigmar above, and Grandfather Reich too. I see this dwarf running down with a crossbow, and I'm like, that can't be Barin, could it? And then, sure enough, it was Barin. Blessing from above, I say. You fine folks, I assume these are your friends too.
Hey.
Hi, my name's Joseph Korchin. You fine folks, go about your business, and I'll meet you at the Boatman Inn tonight. I'm gonna be there one way or another. I gotta have some drinks, all right. And he smiles and starts walking down the alley away.
Some
gives
instructions on how to get there from him.
As this guy goes, I'm going to be, of course, be pleasant. Be like, yes, farewell, Mr. Joseph. Roll some intuition. Boatman Inn, so shortly after finding that there's apparently some secret thing at the Boatman Inn. Is this guy... I'm going to roll some intuition. Is there something up with this?
You sure, if you want?
Yeah. Any connection? 2 levels of success.
You can tell that this guy has enough knowledge of the inn that, he's not using it for nefarious purposes. He likes drinking there, as far as you can tell.
Okay, yeah.
It also seems like it's probably just a popular place.
Oh, fair enough, yeah. Absolutely.
So he gives the smile, walks on, leaving all of you in the alley. And to answer your question, Barin, you can probably tell, with a name, you can find a place pretty easy in Altdorf.
Yeah.
Where? How was your adventures with the child? I don't suppose he transmogrified into the dwarf?
No.
He wasn't a dwarf, he was a human.
Oh, I thought he was a dwarf. Oh, gosh.
No, he just looks like a dwarf.
Yeah, I figured because I was he's a dwarf.
Big.
And then he swore by Sigmar, and I'm like, oh, that's unusual. Well, maybe he's a city dwarf. Who knows?
I got back what he stole. I hold up the coin purse that he got from our halfling friend. And I gave him a little bit for the road, so hopefully he won't be doing none of that again.
Hey, lovely. Let's see it then.
See what? This? I for the coin purse.
Yeah, just to satisfy my own personal curiosity, I'm going to take a look inside.
He's going to see how loaded the entertainer was in December.
Yeah, exactly.
Lost Pocket has now finally reached in. Did you find it?
Oh, we got it.
Yes! Quickly closing it after opening.
Yeah, she comes up and oh, it's all in here. Oh, blessings. Oh, I was worried I wouldn't be able to buy passage on a boat.
Ah, are you going to the Boatman's? Boatman's Inn.
Boatman's Inn. I've heard that's a good place, though. Haven't been myself. It was on my bucket list for this town. But no, I'm gotta find a boat that's heading down to Bogenhafen. Gotta get there for the Schaffenfest, you know.
Well, my friend can help you out there. Just come with us.
Oh, really?
Okay. He's looking for boat workers, and if you're willing to work, he's willing to carry.
That's right.
I always like doing work.
Aye.
There's a boat going to Bokenhofen for the... oh, man. I was going to list everything off in a row, and everyone's going to be so pronounced. My pronunciation. It's going to sound so sing-song, but no. The dream is dead.
Yeah. Off to the
Going
inn.
to Bogenhafen for the Schaffenfest.
You're going to... Josef's got the boat from Bokenhofen to go to the Schaffenfest.
There we go.
Say that 3 times fast, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I will likely see you there, yes. It seems as though we have quite a bit to contend with all this boating nonsense. Let's, for a moment, retire to a more secluded alleyway, one less decrepit and dank.
Well, all of you
Right,
reason
there is a
that
bit of
way.
smell.
Lovely as Altdorf is.
With that, how about we take our break here and we will come back.
Alrighty.
Everybody, we will be right back. See you in about 10-ish so minutes. Be right back.
Goodbye.
And we are back.
Hello.
Huzzah.
Yo.
All right, so we left off with the party wanting to have a follow-up discussion in a darker, scarier alley, per Mecurion's request.
Of course, yes, that's
Yes.
exactly what I said.
The dingiest of alleys. I believe you wanted to plan out your next steps. Now, just as a quick reminder, your original intent for coming here was to assist Master Stackwall in reaching the lawyers on the so-called Island of the Dead, which is over here on the map.
Wait, I'm sorry, you have lawyers on something called the Island of the Dead?
It's a graveyard.
Yes, I don't, but why are the lawyers there?
Oh,
Yeah,
well, you
we
see, it
could
makes a
do
lot of sense, because when people die, they have all sorts of legal matters. So you bury them, and then you walk across the street to get your legal matters sorted.
You know, that makes a lot of sense.
It's also good for them so they can be amongst their own kind.
Oh, yes. Vampires. Ooh. Are those real?
Yes.
Oh, bloody hell.
Have you ever seen one?
Horrible creatures.
Oh.
Yes. Well, you know.
We're on our way, folks. Start
Where
walking.
are you going? Okay, so you're going to make your way towards the Island of the Dead.
Yeah,
Island
yeah.
of
We
Dead.
got some time before drinking tonight, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Alrighty then. Exactly how professional am I going to have to be for this one, Baron? Do you know
Very
this lawyer?
professional.
Very professional. Very well. I'm going to just cough up a thing of phlegm, which is probably bloody from all the crossbow shots I've been eating.
Baron spits into his glove, takes off his helmet, slicks his hair back, puts it on.
I
Gotta
look
good.
at him like he just ate a baby, but I say nothing.
Oh, geez, should I brush my hair?
Oh, you'll look wonderful, don't worry.
Aw,
So you make
thanks,
your
Barin.
way down the street, crossing the bridge that leads to the island of Tottenham. God, I love these names. The island itself is like a small, dismal place, which you've gathered has the nickname of the Island of Death. The buildings here are primarily granite structures, especially to the sort of eastern side, which are mostly buildings dedicated to Mor, the god of death, with shrines, tomes, ossuaries, and priest cells here. There are a few other buildings to the west side that are primarily the domains of lawyers, undertakers, and masons. You carry on, and eventually you reach the site of Sturmen and Lichtwurf law offices, which is denoted by a fine sign that sways gently in the light breeze off of the river that surrounds the island.
All right, Mecurion. So you're gonna be doing your thing. What should I do? Should I stand and look intimidating, or should I not?
Well, let's see. I believe that it's very hard for you to be anything other than an encouraging sight. So I just recommend you being you and shutting up.
Well, that really isn't me. But all right, I'll take your word for it.
Yes, fair enough. Well, in either case, just don't. If he asks for money, just don't give him any until we say so.
Gotcha.
That's the rule. Thank you.
All right. Give him a thumbs up.
Baron will knock on.
Come in.
Baron enters, going like, "Stay, man. It's the Stockwalls."
Stack who? Hello. And like a portly man in fine clothing looks up from behind a desk, putting down a quill. He has a monocle over one eye, looking down. Are you here for a refugee or visitor visa? We don't do those here.
No, the mission advice sent ahead of time. It's not the issue of the Stockwall mine.
Stack Ward's mine, was it?
Stack wall, mine. You know, build
Sturm Wall? 1 second.
It's on the stack wall, Gregor stack wall.
Gregor
To
Stack.
lend credence to this, can Arno move up beside Barin to be like, yes, and he also has a human with him, so you can stop being a clown.
Yeah. You come up and like stand beside, and he looks up. Stack Wall mine. I see. Well, like there was a missive you said.
That was sent ahead of time, basically asking for, basically a meeting with you so we can go over the situation of the stack wall mine being overrun, ask assistance, and
Well, I have some bad news, friend. We're booked up solid for quite a while now.
But we put paperwork ahead of time.
Yes. If you look at this stack right here, this is about 3 stacks ahead of yours. Each of these are requests that have been sent in ahead of time.
But we sent ours like 2 years early. Baron has like his helmet off and he's kind of holding it like he's trying to be polite indoors. The candles
Nugget is coming up to you as well.
Yeah, and this Nugget sitting by. He's trying to, like, you know, his hair's all slicked back or whatever, trying to look polite. And we started in advance. We did all the appropriate paperwork and everything else. It's just we're here now to basically try to take care of this business. How long would it take for us to have the audience that we're requesting for the courts to send soldiers over?
Audience, well, first of all, we would have to have an injunction placed onto the territory where the soldiers are, and then we would have to requisition forces from the imperial government. That would require time in front of a judge. I would say we could start the process in about 3 years.
But
Do you
we
mind
have
if
the
I
process.
take a look at this stack?
I very much do. There's a lot of private information in those.
Of course. Well then, I'm certain that if I'm between friends, I'm just going to very quickly slide through just some of the names at the top of them.
Please get away from those.
Do I recognize any of these names?
They're like the most German sounding names. It's basically just a stack of like citizens' names.
Okay, so not like highfalutin kind of types.
I mean, there's some like noble names mixed in there. I mean, to afford a lawyer, you have to have some level of influence.
Indeed. Of course. It's just that I've heard a precious few of these individuals. And at present, you're dealing with something of interest to nobility. And I'm not sure how educated you are on that, but...
You dare! You dare come in here and question my education? Sir, get out!
I believe you misunderstand me. I'm not questioning your education. Rather, I'm questioning your sense of opportunity. And I'd like to quickly sort of splash my gold tooth smile, sort of display myself in the kind of like, aha, I'm a cool guy kind of way about it, and sort of make the fact that I am a noble that might be willing to pay more than many of these clients more obvious.
Okay, Captain Zedek, make an influence check.
Indeed. I am attempting to Captain Zedek make an influence check, but hopefully I'll do better.
Not Mark.
Sure.
You can't talk about him like that. He's not here.
Okay. All right. Give me a haggle check.
Okay,
Oh
sure.
boy.
Can I assist
All right.
him?
So here's what I want to ask too.
Yeah.
Can I have Arno just casually mention, in addition to nobility supporting him, he also has contracted the assistance of the Church of Sigmar. And he will sort of hold up his glove and motion to the little, the little comet that's at the end of it.
Okay.
hopefully, and a little bit of credence to that.
I'll allow like all of like Barin's crying and this and Zilyana just standing there to give you a plus 20 to your haggle test.
All right. Fantastic. And I am indeed of higher status than him. Does he have noble blood?
I mean, you're right. Well, status and like nobility is a bit different though, right? Because
Well, of course, but is he also gold status?
yes.
Oh, well, I mean, regardless, I am counted as higher status than him. If he doesn't have noble blood.
Fair.
So I would be getting a plus 10 bonus to this roll, would you say?
Yeah.
Excellent. Wish me luck, fam. 2 degrees of success.
Okay. He will. I see. I suppose I could look at something, perhaps, possibly in the next year. Then.
Barin would like to pipe in. That's okay.
Absolutely.
I would like to make a kind of grand thing. Now, I assume this would be a haggle check. I wanted to kind of assist, but my haggle's 13, but I want to see what I can do to make it the best bonus as possible. So forgive me. Be sure to stop me if you think this is absolute bullshit. Barin will basically start going like, we need to get the mine all sorted, and various nobles are going to be quite upset with the bureaucracy of this establishment cannot at least help the mines get under the way. I mean, of course, you know all the various nobles we've helped, right? They're probably in those stocks of papers there, knowing that various part of their orders cannot even be fulfilled due to the multiple years delay. But of course, speaking about Snorloff, though, there's a Fritz Moreland noble up there north of Borgel here. There's a Gunther von Eichstein, the Peter von Dunglitzenstein. You definitely know of him. You probably had dinner with him. You know, the Stackwars visit him ever so often. And then the Alter Midler as long as well. The Holland von Hollenstein as well. There's, you know, we had built him on foot way back when, about, 10 years ago, and now he's making another watch post there. And then the Church of Sigmar, we've done countless jobs for. The Luren von Slick, we've done as well. Peter von der Volgenrein. Like, all sorts of notables we have basically done work for. And you're going to tell us that you're going to delay the Stackwars for 3 additional years to not get their operations going, and then be flooded with even more paperwork, and then being pretty much brought down more and more by bureaucracy till you're basically in paperwork hell due to all of these angry nobles knowing that you delayed them and that you denied them so much money because you decided to push me aside.
Sounds like a class action lawsuit.
Give me an intimidate check at plus 40.
Fantastic.
Here we go. 1.
Yeah!
Your second one of the game.
I suppose. Yeah. Yes, Stedman and Lickwater, of course, very sympathetic to the situation with the Stackward mine. We can certainly pass along the necessary paperwork for it to be reviewed by a magistrate. In this case, we would need to be discussing who we could get the fastest. Sadly, everyone in Altdorf is busy with all of the current situations in town and nobles who've taken a priority. But I could arrange for perhaps a third-party arbitration of the current situation, an initial review by a magistrate who could perhaps expedite things along. Yes.
Well, that sounds splendid, good sir. What magistrate did you have in mind?
Well, we'd have to get a bit inventive, you see, because the current problem is most of the magistrates, which I have no control over. Keep in mind, most of the good magistrates are in a bit of a bind in that they are booked solid, as you can see, based on the stack. And whilst your words have fallen on my compassionate ears, my Master Stackwall, I cannot speed up the wheels above me, so to speak, unless we utilize different wheels to go around the system. This is why I am sometimes paid the great amount of coin that I am. Now, I have a suggestion that might be a bit unorthodox, but it could work.
Listening.
So, based on the legal hierarchies of the Empire, we could appeal to a magistrate, but as I've mentioned, all of the current magistrates are occupied. However, there are a situational term of temporary magistrates, which are sometimes put into their positions, typically to oversee events or current goings on in the Empire. Now, my thought is that we could perhaps have you make the journey to Bogenhafen, where you could put this file, and I'll finish up the paperwork tonight, but you could put this before the festival magistrate. Now, they are still a recognized magistrate as far as the laws of the Empire are concerned, which means they can push this proceeding along outside of the legal bureaucracy, which would cause your case to stall for quite some time. Essentially, we would be using a temporary judge who would be mostly there for purposes of dealing with drunkards and so forth at this Schaffenfest affair. We could use a temporary magistrate to push your case along.
But as long as it accelerates the process and keeps all those nobles happy. Still have work to do.
Good. I'll get working on the paperwork tonight.
Well, that sounds fantastic. I see why you are so highly acclaimed and so very, very reasonable. My apologies if I paid you any offense. I see that you've more than lived up to your reputation.
Very good. Well, give me the evening to look over this. I'll also need a gold crown of retainer fees to begin.
Of course, old friend. And I'll provide the retainer fee.
Barin kind of taps Mecurion. He goes, "Oh, you can take it out of the Stackwall tab there. You know, the monthly payments in which the Stackwall provides you."
But you're meant to be paying me, and I will do such a thing.
You get paid?
I'm usually paid for just being born with my last name, which is, of course, Trust Elf. Or Goldheart. Or one of those.
Oh, Lord. And at this point, the Sturman barrister begins quickly pulling out paper and filling out the details. I'll have this all ready to go.
Thank you. Just take any legal fees up there from the Stackwall tab and everything, what the family usually pays you for it. And thank you for your kind business.
Of course. Indeed. Good day to you, Master Stackwall, and the rest of you.
I should have visited you in the morning. And Stackwall starts shuffling out.
Absolutely.
All right, well, following after him, that was surprisingly painful. Your bureaucracy leaves something to be desired, I hate to say.
I have a...
They've followed most of that.
I have a question there.
Yeah.
Stop me, Kim. It's still more bullshit. Does the Stackwall family have a bank in Altdorf? Not something that I could just pull from casually, but enough to where they possibly gave me give my son this money to pay the nice elves in Arnold.
Like, you can't, I would say that could be built into, like when we use downtime for you guys to get gold and stuff. That might be a source of it, yes. You can't just pull out imaginary money you've made up to get equipment, so.
No. That's not what I'm using it for. It's literally just to say, this is your payment here. But, like, I didn't know how to do that. Otherwise, I'm going to rotate to them going, well, thanks, folks, for helping me out. I guess you can either continue on with the Bogenhafen to make sure all this gets straightened out.
Well, given that we've been working well enough side to side this far, I believe I have my own ambitions, and of course I'm sure that Interrogator Friend does as well, but I think that it might be in our best interest to pursue all of those ambitions as a group for now. I don't quite feel too comfortable in the big city alone at this phase.
I like working with all of you, and I think we should stick together. We're all good friends, right? And I think that we can do more things while we're all together. And I, lean down, wrap my big arms around them. Right? Oh, sorry.
Thank you. Ah, yes, and you, Master. Arno.
Give him a hug, Arno.
it would be nice to keep a little bit of more insurance around in the event that we have more scuffles. I do not see such things occurring in the event of this simple mine dispute. But if you all want to come along, you're welcome to come along.
Well, you know, Arno, I may just have a job opportunity for you, give or take a year or so. You've proven to be a rather competent individual. I can't say I could ask for a better guide to the Empire. At least that's
And with
far.
that, there is a loud. You hear this like sound of hissing and shouting coming from across the corner near the bridge leading back to the sort of northern mainland.
Oh, that guy's dead. Anyway.
Yes, yes. Oh, bloody hell. We did have that one situation. Oh, no, I believe it was some sort of... are you involved in the pleasure cults?
Excuse me.
What are you talking about?
Oh, come here! No,
I'm already running toward the guy with the cat. No worries.
Okay. So Zilyana, you turn the corner, and you see an old man who is like kind of half crouched with several claw marks on his face, turn to you. He is holding a small, like, mouse toy that has been knitted together. Oh, hello.
Is everything alright? Oh, your face. I'm gonna look for the source of the cat scratches. What manner of beast?
I almost had her. I need to find her. Please help me, please.
No problem at all. Just tell me what you need help with, sir.
We have
You're
to find it.
bleeding.
He like comes up to you, like the cut marks. We have to find it. If we
What
don't
do you-
find it, the dragon will be very angry.
Dragon?
Yes, the dragon will be very displeased.
There's a dragon? Looking very excited. Where?
Yes, the dragon. I've served her all my life.
Oh,
she
not like
was-
a real dragon, like somebody's nickname. Aw.
What? She is but mark my words. I do not believe in the scaled reptilian creatures, but there is something on this earth. This is a dragon. It is Lady Kirsten Gottlieb, let me tell you.
Okay, so...
But you'll help me. We have to find the cat.
Of course! Yes, no problem at all. I'm here to help. Just show me where the cat went.
Good. I do know. It's Lady Gottlieb's very famous and imported Kislev leopard kitten.
Leopard kitten?
Yes,
Okay.
she's named it Tsarevich Tchaikovsky.
Tchaikovsky?
Terrific.
Sorry. Alright,
Yeah,
does
find
it
it.
answer to its name?
Yes, Tchaikovsky.
Tchaikovsky?
Please help me, please.
Oh, okay. Just
The dragon, you don't understand. When she gets angry, entire city blocks are leveled.
Right, okay, I understand. I'll help you find the kitty cat. Just sit tight. You know, I think you can get somebody to tend to your wounds there.
No, my wounds mean nothing. We must find the cat. You see, I'll do anything. I'll give you anything. I can't. We have resources and money. We need to find the cat.
Right, we'll discuss payment with my more monetarily savvy friend here in a moment. I'm gonna reach down and gently take the little cat toy from him. I'm gonna go find the cat.
And like, yeah, as you take it, he like clasps both of his hands around yours. Yes, please. Oh, blessings upon you, ma'am.
No problem at all. I'm gonna get up and turn to my companions, like holding the cat toy in one hand.
Oh, what the
I'm
fuck
gonna go
is she
find
doing?
a cat.
What? Wait, hold on. Hold this conversation. Arno, do I have to talk about that weird man that we ran into later? What are you doing, Zilyana?
She's
Well,
helping me. Appease the dragon.
Hey,
What, he's dead?
I'm
I'm
dead.
going to have a stroke if you don't explain yourself.
Well, apparently there's a woman by the name of the Dragon. She's very powerful. I wink at Mecurion. And she's lost her little kitty cat and she needs help finding it.
Then by the cat eye, it shall be done. I will move to capitalize on this most wondrous opportunity. Where on earth are there any signs of a cat on the way through here?
You can give it a challenging perception check.
I am at a marginal failure.
Could I make a charm animal test to just start calling out for the kitty cat?
You absolutely could.
All right. Just challenging.
Yeah, actually plus 20.
Oh, plus 20. I'm friendly.
I assume you're using the name.
Oh, 5 degrees of success.
Friendly.
Yes, as you call out the cat's name with the toy, you hear the meow, meow, as this like utterly regal white leopard print cat comes out with the haughtiest walk you've ever seen.
Now that's a noble's cat if I ever saw one. I elbow Mecurion.
Oh,
You
yes.
also see that it has a little hat that's been tied on its head. That appears to be some kind of like fairly tall hat in mocking imagery of like the czars of Kislev.
The czars of... Okay, is there a picture of this cat in the book?
There is not.
Damn it!
No! Unfair.
I'm going to reach out, with the little kitty toy. Just, here, kitty. Here, buddy.
The cat approaches. Nugget is now turning to look at Barin
Hi,
and at the cat.
Kitty.
I look at Nugget and I go, "You son of a bitch, you ain't doing nothing. You sit right here.
Sit.
You fucking move. We're gonna have some words."
I'm gonna kneel down, hold out a little. I'm gonna give the cat a little scritchy with the toy. Hey, buddy, you want to go home?
The cat continues the pronounced like foot in front of foot power like saunter walk towards you, and then stops, looks up, the hat sort of jingling as you realize the tops of it have tiny bells on them. And then one paw goes to meekly push the cat toy, like, meh.
This cat is more alpha than I am.
Yeah.
I'm going to.
Please,
All right.
Dragansky, come home. The mistress. Please, the dragons.
You're gonna scare her. I'm gonna reach down and I'm going to very gently pick up the cat.
Meow.
Okay, it's not about to attack. Okay, I tuck it under my arm and it's like, all right, now where's the dragon?
No, you don't need to worry about that one. Here we are. And he steps away to the side of this alley where he pulls out this massive box-like animal enclosure that is clearly almost twice as wide as he is, that is fitted with fine rug inside, and it's clearly more money has been spent on this cat carrier than some people make in a year in this city.
Jesus.
In here, please.
Right. I'm going to very gingerly set the cat inside. And, will you need this to your mistress? I nudge Mecurion.
Oh, yes, I insist we go and deliver this to the dragon post haste.
No, you must not. Please. And as soon as the cat's in there, he immediately slams the door shut and lets out this sigh of relief. Oh, you don't know what you've done. You've saved me, oh Lord. All the gods above, and thank you so much. I apologize. My name is Reynold Vest, and in service to the lady. Lady Kirsten Gottlieb. Now, as I was saying, I certainly will pay you for this. Whatever it is you need, I can assist you. I have many contacts all across here in the Empire in my long life of service to the Gottliebs.
Gottlieb, was that the noble from the tavern?
No.
Okay.
That was Strudeldorf. I'm so sorry. Yes, well,
As a matter of fact, I'm a visiting noble from Ulthuan, and we're hoping to make some connections with our fair friends in Altdorf. Perhaps a meeting to, oh, I don't know, just announce that we were the ones that secured this, or perhaps some sort of, let's just arrange some sort of soiree at some point?
I will let her know, but she's very, very occupied right now.
Oh, truly? What's she up to?
Purchasing dresses.
A fine and noble endeavor. To what end?
She spends 1 month a year purchasing dresses here in the capital.
A whole month?
Yes.
Nobles.
I don't think I've ever seen a dress that's that expensive.
Well, I don't think she's. I think she's buying dresses throughout the month to own a lengthy collection.
Yes.
And I assure you, you have seen a dress that expensive. It just is less expensive.
Please, my friends, how can I pay you back, though? Certainly, is there anything you're looking for in town? I could certainly point you the way.
Yes. Well, as a matter of fact, we are hoping to find some. I suppose. God goodness, what would we want? I'm trying to think out of character.
Money, meeting with this woman.
Yeah, we want
I
to
guess
meet
we
with-
don't need him to have this woman strong-arm the lawyer because of Barin's god rolls.
Yes. Well, I say just perhaps friendship. We'd love to join her on these soirees, see some of the dresses she's selected, perhaps even point her towards some fine Asser tailors that she might be able to indulge in. We're in the midst of engaging in some business dealings, and we'd very much enjoy just knowing business with some of the local Altdorf nobility. You say you have connections. Perhaps you can make that happen.
Yes, of course. Where are you staying right now?
At the moment, we are currently off the beaten path. We are currently staying at what was that place? The Konigs Plaza?
The
Konigs Plaza.
The Konigs Plaza is a plaza.
Oh, well, bloody hell. I don't know what inn we were staying at just yet. It's yet to be arranged. We're on a bit of a... Well, let's call ourselves a band of adventurers.
Aye.
I suppose it's... well, I need some way to stay in contact with you. I don't really know. I'll get your names, yes. And he pulls up a little parchment and paper, holy, worthwhile paper, and scribes down your names.
Yes,
That's how you
excellent.
know he's rich.
Oh, indeed, yes. And I'm going to give him my real name. Ooh.
Elf.
Well, it sounds like you'll be on the street of 100 taverns.
More than likely. We have some business bringing us to, what is it, Boghaven for this ongoing festival?
Bogenhofen, and we
Bogenhofen.
I have spoken
will
for
be
the
heading
Schaffenfest.
down
The dragon
to the
has been
dock.
interested in attending.
Then maybe we can meet her there. And, make sure that everything went well. She gets her kitty cat all safe and sound.
Yes. Perhaps that would be for the best. If you are at the Schaffenfest, please do keep an eye out. You, Master Dwarf, I notice you have a fine hound there yourself.
Aye.
Very, very good. I was always fond of dogs, much more than I am of cats.
He's a good boy.
We won't tell her you said that.
Meow. Yes.
Oh, what a real
Big
little animal. I'm smart enough not to put my finger in that.
Oh, yeah. Well then, perhaps for your troubles, here, he, fidgets around and pulls out 2 gold coins. Please take these, please.
I take him, hand him to Mecurion.
Good. Come along, Tchaikovsky. Meow. And the man just walks off.
Huh. Well, that was a cute little kitty cat.
Oh, I agree. Immaculate breeding. Fantastic creature.
What time is it
Very
according to
fluffy.
this guy?
It is now nighttime out.
Well, I do believe we have a preordained thing we need to go to down by the docks. Yes.
Right. Sorry, I got distracted. There's so many people needing help in the city and whatnot.
We cannot stop for everyone on the way.
We can't?
No.
I'm afraid not.
The town watch. It is not our job.
Indeed, indeed. Though, oh, bloody hell, while we're here, we should at least point a little bit of an effort to maybe trying to find the Emperor's Griffin.
Are we gonna fight a griffin?
No, we're not fighting a bloody griffin, no!
But first, let's get ourselves some room and board, because I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, and I think it's time for a celebration. Now that we got our first legal loop secured.
Indeed. Though, let us be warned, as we travel, we'll discuss this. Arno, the individual we had run into.
Yes, so the main reason we are heading down to the dockside, in addition to it being the most efficient, is because we do have a prior meeting set up with an individual we ran into trying to come to your assistance a second ago.
Oh. That isn't that interesting.
We know nothing about them so far, and that is what I aim to determine before we help them any further.
Huh. All right. Seems like things are gonna get interesting. Altdorf's such a wonderful city.
It is quite colorful. Quite colorful. But not colorful enough. We'll get to that. Now then, onto this, let's see, riverboat inn and meeting with these individuals, playing dumb, trying to find what we can. Do you think this has any connection to that strange individual, your odd twin?
Perhaps it does. Can't see any reason why they would want to make such a stupid signal to me otherwise.
Is there anything strange about that man's body? Was he not actually related, I wonder?
No, I have no siblings.
Well,
Just a fate.
you know, as long as there's nothing terribly important from that whole circumstances, I suppose we're playing it by ear.
We will see what this is all about. In the meantime, let us head down to the Boatman Inn.
And you make your way, crossing back onto the mainland and walking through the lit town, carrying on towards the Boatman Inn, which you know is at the end of the Street of 100 Taverns. As you do so, and you get close to the inn itself, out of an alley, a man seems to run ahead of you and gets up on a wooden podium in front of a gathering of maybe a dozen people, some of which are like closing down shops for the night, others are just passing by. It seems to be the skinny fellow dressed in rags and clutching a scroll. And you see he's like standing on this podium looking around wild-eyed.
So he's just standing there in the middle, he's clutching onto a scroll?
Yep.
What on earth is that man doing? I'll take a perception at this?
You could, like, there's nothing special. He's just standing there looking kind of crazed up on top of this podium.
Does he just look like, you said he's a scraggly man. Is there anything strange about his clothes? Is he like tattered clothes?
Tattered, yeah, exactly. He like skinny, like dressed in rags, basically.
Anything strange about the scroll?
Well, he's starting to unfurl it. And then he begins speaking. I see darkness gathering at the last house of Joyfuls.
All right. Hey, what weird magic is about to happen? I'm going to make a perception with my second sight.
It's just, Baron's ignoring him and just keep plodding along.
Hey, man, we don't got these where I'm from.
That's true.
Like, don't worry about him. You told us.
Perhaps
It's just a
perhaps
bunch of
I have a
crazy
really
people.
bad feeling about all this.
Oh, don't just ignore them. There's a bunch of
No. Something.
Beware! Beware, for shadows over Bogenhafen stir.
Bogenhafen.
Oh, crazy talk.
Something's got
And
you.
beloved more resplendent investments of green stands astride Sigma's great river.
Essence of green?
Mecurion, as you're hearing this, you don't notice so much any magical effects here, but you do you feel something almost oppressive over you in general, like as you're trying to focus to the winds of magic, just like you kind of have this momentary sickness.
Oh, blood.
Yea, I see death on the Reich and I despair.
Death on the right. What is hold a moment. What are you talking about?
For the stained hand guides the once mighty lord, and this power behind the throne curses us all.
Power behind the throne curses a small stained hand. Everyone
Why
getting
do
this?
they have to talk in riddles?
No. And at this point, he turns to Barin, who's still walking away. The horned rat then claims the broken king atop his throne of lies.
Lord
The white
Baron stops.
Walls
Don't have
fall,
horns.
leaving our empire in ruins. Tremble in fear, ye mighty, for the end times. Come.
Bloody hell, I hope not. This is dreadfully pessimistic. Where are you getting this information from?
At that, he seems to like smile and begins like to calmly like wrap up the scroll.
Hold on, I asked you a question.
He sort of oh no, I wouldn't believe any of that. I just showed I put on for coin. Keeps the incoming pilgrims happy. Once mighty lords, white walls fallen. No idea, mate. I just say whatever pops in my head. If you liked it, you fancy buying me a pint?
What?
You never thought
I
was
told you to ignore
right.
him.
And I told you, hogwash, keep going. I continue down the tavern. I'm just leaving them.
Yes.
I still have a bad feeling.
Yes.
Something. I don't know what it is. I got this feeling.
Yes, me too. Consider becoming a thespian instead of a charlatan, good sir. You've talent, and I
Oh, thank you.
move down the road after our dwarf companion, looking behind my back occasionally.
Arnold is just with Barin because that's what he's supposed to do. He doesn't pay
Yeah.
attention to the Doomsayers unless they're Sigmar-sponsored Doomsayers.
Yes. Why on earth do you just have people doing that in the middle of your streets?
Crazy folk.
Lost Pocket loud like pipes up. Well, you see, they're entertainers, just like me.
So very entertaining.
Yes, but why don't they tell a story or a drama or something, or learn an instrument? You're rather talented.
Kinda like a story. He just made it up.
Seemed a little too ominous for my liking. Ultron, we don't give out portents merely willy. We tend to pay attention when they're given. They're not given by, no offense, but street performers.
Just be sure to ignore them. All a bunch of crazy folk, and as you just seen, bunch of charlatans.
And, with
Don't
this,
believe what they
you-
see.
You see the Boatman Inn, which is just at the down the street of 100 taverns close to the river. You see high-masted ships to smaller barges and houseboats all lined around here. The Boatman Inn is one such establishment. It's along the embankment. It is actually built into some smaller docks. And has like a street-based door entry point, which is currently open and inviting.
Well, our imminent dooms aside, and our infinite fortune behind us, let us move on, shall we?
Aye, we shall.
That's good.
And let's head into this tavern.
Yeah, you walk into this large tavern space, and almost as soon as you all start stepping in, you can see the building is probably got about a dozen to 15 people like spread out over various tables. There's a long bar at the end that is being tended to by a woman who seems to be preparing drinks. You can also see that there is a secondary door that connects to kind of a dock. There's a section of the inn which is clearly built above water. There's a section of about 15 by 15 feet that is actually exposed and leads down to the water below and just has sort of like some fencing around it. And right beside that that sort of hole in the ground that gives the entire Boatman Inn this sort of like sound of rushing water from the river beneath it, you see Yosef, who sort of raises, hello, come sit.
Yes, greetings, Joseph.
Come on, friends, come sit. I got us a table.
Arno is going to let the other people go for that. for that table. Arno is going to keep an eye out, however, for the other fellows.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll seeing kind of Arno do this, I think I'll take my place alongside him.
Okay, here, let's do this.
Wow, a map.
A map. We get a fancy map that sort
We
of
get a
shows
map again.
everything.
Whoa!
Yeah.
It's the map. It's the map. It's the map. It's the map.
So yeah, you can see that Joseph is sort of sitting at this table. Lost Pocket then comes up as well, joining you, Barin, and Zilyana if you're sitting there.
Before,
yeah.
I'm trying to rewind time a little bit, if that's okay.
No. Yeah.
I wanted to invite everybody into a huddle.
Okay.
He's like, you gotta get everybody into a huddle, quickly.
Team huddle. Team huddle.
It's like, look at you, stay out of it.
Huddle?
You don't need to hear this. Just the core. Right, so let us try our best to secure a room and board and get the bed. We get some dinner, maybe get some drinks. Let's not set the place on fire. Let's not try to get anyone shot. Let's try not to murder anybody. Let's try not to steal from anybody. Just have a good time, so to have a normal time and a tavern for once.
Arno is internalizing that this is coming from Barin.
Let us do our very best.
All right.
Good?
I promise I won't start anything.
I know, no declaring someone's cheaters. No shooting people with crossbows.
But bloody
No
hell,
trying
he
to
was
set
a
things
cheater.
on fire.
And you,
Just-
you shot me.
Let's try, I understand, and that's why we're having the huddle. We've learned, we need to learn from the problems of the past and try to make a better future by not trying to burn this fucking tavern down.
But I think I can resist the temptation when we're inside of the capital of the Empire, where watchmen will have us in shackles and shipped up to some far-off oblique.
I'm so glad you understand. Now, let's get into it. Just, okay, ready? Team in? And Baron puts his hand in the middle.
What is this? Whatever.
I put my hand on his.
Yeah, fine.
Arno does not do this. He will instead stare at the hands.
Well, put it on.
Oh no, at this point you're obligated.
Oh, me being the individual who stayed hell last time, but sure.
Come on, Nugget.
Nugget. Woof. Paw, capstone.
All right.
Oh, that's good.
All right, go team. All right, everyone into the tavern. And now
Yes,
the
good
current
team.
Yeah, so I'll let Mecurion and Arno where you want to put yourselves.
Yeah, we're looking around, basically, for the individuals we talked to previously, or the fellow I talked to recently.
Yeah, they're not in here for sure.
We will simply take. We will take position. I would suggest maybe like at this table here, so we're within spitting distance of everyone else. But
Didn't they say to expect a boat in the evening?
yes, but we're meeting here first.
No, fair enough then. And perhaps it behooves us to have at least somewhere where we can see outside. I don't suppose they take tables that have a balcony. Well, there's over here. The boats aren't coming in anywhere near over here, are they?
No. It's just this is basically like a the section to the east has sort of like windows that look out over the River Reich. Right now, it's particularly beautiful because it's just all of the like lights and tiny pinpricks of lights that are still active on ships as they're moored, or even a few of them that are daring to move down the river at night.
Well, I see. Maybe we'll get a chance at seeing incoming company over here. And I'm going to move over, and I will take a seat over here.
Okay.
Or maybe actually over here is where I'll probably have the better view.
I was going to sit down or stand up, excuse me, right near there.
Absolutely.
And watch the door.
You know, it may behoove you to sit down, at least act natural.
It is fine. We may just be expecting someone, and we will. So.
Very well. I'll be just glancing out at this wonderful view.
Absolutely. With that, Yusuf sort of looks over to you, Baron, as you sit down with Zilyana and Lost Pocket. Oh, Are those friends of yours not going to join us?
Oh, no, they got some business of their own. But, come on, just keep the drinks coming, though. It's a celebration time.
All right, Una, 4 bottles, please. And, like, the bartender nods and proceeds to pull out 4 bottles of wine. We'll start off with a bottle each and see how it goes from there.
Oh, also, my
I
friend
like
here
the
is
way you
looking for
think.
work.
Oh, looking for work. Well, Lost Pocket looks up. I'd be looking for work. I hear you've got a boat. And like yourself, oh, of course I got a boat. I got the best boat around. The Barabelli, she's a beaut.
Well, I hope you take her along. And I'm just hoping that we can, take a nice little celebratory drink, get some food, and then clock out for the night.
Oh, we'll be done in the morning, I'll tell you what.
Aye.
So you, Miss Zilyana, was it?
Huh? Yes.
How did you end up with this little shit here?
Oh, come on. Barin's a good man, and well, here, he's got business with my charge. He's sitting over there, the fancy golden one. And so I'm kind of along for the ride, and I think we're fast friends.
Hey, good friends.
Oh, that's good. Barin and I used to know each other from way back when. Got into a lot of trouble together. That's before I had the bare ability to keep me grounded. And by that I mean off the ground. I live on the boat, so it's kind of a funny joke, you see.
That is a funny joke.
I like this one. She's nice. And you, Miss Lost Pocket, was it? That's right. I met them just about a day ago. They saved me from someone with a gun. Gun?
Hey.
Our last trip through a tavern ended up with my charge nearly getting shot, but he didn't.
Oh, well.
Loud, and the man was a cheat. You know how those sorts of things go. You're telling me you never been shot at in a bar before? Is that abnormal?
It's standard fare here in the Empire.
Okay.
You remember the time there was one lad with a blunderbuss who pretty much pelted the entire walls with holes after he thought that we cheated him after we got 5 gold crowns from him.
I mean, the funny part was we did. Oh, so good. I miss those times. But
have the drinks arrived yet?
Oh yeah. At this point, the bartender has walked by and placed them.
I wish to consume.
You may give me a consume alcohol check.
Consume
the alcohol.
I got a marginal success.
All right, I'm gonna have me a little Dwinky as well.
Sure. Do we continue the Zilyana can't handle alcohol?
Which is so weird because I do have a high tough.
100.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, hi-ish. Just challenging.
Yep.
Let's see.
Oh,
right on the dot.
37
Right
out
on
of
the
37.
yeah. This is really good. Pandora says that she rolls a 96 versus 29 and kind of starts falling asleep immediately on the table.
Oh, that was fast.
I know halflings. They've got a love of drink, but sometimes they just can't handle it. But I like this one. She's a good sort. So
Right.
she's making her way to the shopping fest, is she?
Aye, Trent.
Seems so.
Well,
Oh,
ahead.
sorry.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna.
Oh
Drink.
no, she can't quite stop talking about it. That's all I was gonna say.
Oh well, I can understand why. It's a big deal. Have you heard? Got any of the bills for it?
Bills?
Here, and he sort of reaches into his pocket and pulls out this kind of crumpled paper. Here you go.
Yeah, whatever the hell that said.
There we go.
There you go. I love
There's actual fun.
Let's do a call out of Foundry that does a text version and the image version. So when the image
thank
version has impossible font, you may read the text version.
Yeah.
Council and burghers of Bogenhofen announced that the grand opening of the annual Schaffenfest will be held on the town meadow this German
With the Friddle Day.
Mitterfrul Day. The fair will last for 3 days to the hours of daylight by gracious permission of His Grace Graf Wilhelm von Zappenheim and His Royal Highness Grand Duke Leopold of Midland. And a grand joust will be held between the knights and squires of their 2 households. And in addition, there'll be a livestock market and the traveling fair. We have to watch the jousting!
Well, you could probably participate in it.
They're taking participants?
And we could always try to get you in. I mean, we'd always ask.
Zilyana's eyes just light up.
He just has a fair amount of coin, too.
We could figure it out. I mean, if you're looking to come with me, I've got room on the Barabelli. In fact, I'm even looking for some people to help out around on the boat. I'm looking to pay pretty well, 2 silver shillings a day.
I'm so glad you're very convenient, because we're going to be heading that way fairly soon. In fact, now even. So, once you have room for me and my friends, I'll be happy to work on your boat for pay.
Of course, and if any of you want to pick up the wheeze of the boatman, I'm there for you. All right, time out, every player. At this point, with Joseph's offer, if any of you wish to immediately enter the boatman career for free, you can actually do so. I'm putting this in your heads now. You will be able to decide by next session.
Whoa. All right,
That's
Nugget,
right.
now's your chance.
Nuggets
Finally.
enter the boatman career.
Up to you. I mean, boatmen would probably make better use of ranged weapons, Zoran.
I am stuck on my path. The rat catcher will stay.
The way of the rat catcher. I do think it's neat, though, that the adventure actually calls out, like, if anyone wants to be a boatman, hey, you can do it for free right
Yeah,
now.
but you don't have to
Nice.
lose the dog. You don't lose your trappings from changing.
Oh no, I'm sticking with him.
And so as this is going on, Arno, you're paying attention to the door, right?
Correct.
A man enters and proceeds to, like, he's a tall, gaunt man, saunters in. He has aquiline features and a deep scar on his left cheek. Everyone in the inn kind of turns as this fellow, enters, and he, like, seems to reply to these stares with a sneer.
Yeah. Quite a colorful individual.
He proceeds to walk over to a table in the corner where he looms above the 2 patrons who are sitting there, just long enough for them to get up and quickly move to a different table before he sits down.
Oh my god. And this wasn't the man we met in the alley, is it?
No, this man you have not seen before.
All right.
Could I make an intuition to see if this is the person we are meeting? Or has the air of someone who's supposed to be in this area?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll do the same. Or otherwise assist.
Difficult.
Barin will drink.
Challenging. Oh yeah, Baron, give me another
match
consume
it.
alcohol. Very good.
I win.
Baron continues drink. You finish off Lost Pockets.
Good.
I got no idea. I'm enjoying this wonderful view.
Yeah, you're looking out at okay, this is probably normal in human culture.
Just to make
whatever.
sure for audio people so they know what we rolled.
Minus
Earndil,
3.
Yeah, Arnold, what did you get?
I got a 34, which matched.
I got a 36 out of 40 for alcohol testing, so I did not good. And Mecurion.
I've got an 86 versus 55 for minus 3 degrees of success.
Awesome.
And so, Arno, you recognize that this person is just here for a fight.
I see. Good. Good thing I
Uh-oh.
didn't go up to him.
I guess the term like the term that would be utilized here, and this is actually a career in Warhammer Fantasy, this is a protagonist. And not in the story sense. This is someone who basically shows up and is a bully and wants to fight people.
How does that make money? From just the shit that he takes?
Yes, basically.
Oh my God.
A protagonist would evolve basically up to an assassin at higher levels.
Holy crap.
These are literally people who just like come in to kick the shit out of people.
Terrific. Well, not
At this
bothering
point,
that
he
guy.
has sat down and then like waves and says, "Brandy," and the barkeep begins prepping some brandy. But before she can even move, he has stood up again and walked towards the bar, where he grabs the bottle and tosses a bunch of coins that scatter behind the bar onto the ground behind the barkeep. And then he
Barin-
walks back.
Barin will look at his friend. Hey, look at that guy, yeah.
Let's not. We don't want to start anything tonight.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
Don't
he
wanna
wishes
start
he
any
could start
fights.
something.
Let's sing our famous drinking song. You gotta remember the barley roll one.
Wow, that's been ages. All right. You start.
Like we drink the barley roll, we drink it up. We drink it all the barley roll, we get so very drunk.
Drink.
The barley roll is good to us, we love it so much, and we'll drink all the barley roll a lot. And then we just do that.
Drink.
Across the bar, Mercurion's just like, God, it sounds like someone's killing a cat. And I look over, I see it's Barin. I see.
La 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 la. And drink the barley roll. And then he's just singing away. Can I do a performance or something to
Yeah, of course.
Excellent. I don't think I actually have any particular skill. No, I have entertain. It's 13.
Yeah. Entertain, absolutely.
Let's
Oh,
see. Do I
yeah.
get any challenging if
20,
I actually
plus
sing
20,
something?
sure.
Okay. Then we go. Then we switch to and we roll me bully boys. I got a 12.
And
Come
everyone's
and give
starting
me
to
your gold.
like chant, sing, and there's like clearly this like just air of niceness that's going on in here, and everyone's having a good time and
Just
like,
destroying his negative energy. Just
yeah. And as this has gone on, like Mecurion and Arno, I assume you're not joining in the revelry so much as just taking it in. But
I'm enjoying it, yeah.
Arno, you noticed that the door that leads out to the dockside entrance has opened and two figures have entered in, a man and a woman, who are these massively tall fellows with weapons at their sides who have come in and have closed the door behind them and now stand awkwardly in front of the door. But the singing continues around as though people haven't quite realized this yet.
Question.
Yes.
You know what I'm about to ask. Can I intuit if they are the individuals who are coming our way, or are they simply here to also cause problems?
You can give me an intuit check, sure.
There we go.
God. Earndil, you're like upside down on the map.
30 versus 34. Partial success.
These are not the people. These are clearly people who've been hired for these are bodyguards. You can tell. Like they're hired muscle. And as the chanting dies down, Barin, and you finish the song, and Yusuf's like, oh, this was great. That was, it's been a while since. And as though something were to cut through the din of the post-song joy, I say, chaps, what a quaint establishment! As a group of 4 enter through the main door.
That was a really good fucking Resident Evil villain voice you did just then, Thurston.
Oh, wait.
My compliment.
You have no fucking idea.
Oh, I'm afraid.
Here comes the fun.
Two fellows come in front, clearly dressed in noble attire. And as the first one comes, the other one like turns and begin swaggering over to the bar together. And as they're moving over to the bar, you, Arno, also notice that two more hired muscle, again, these 6 feet tall juggernauts, have taken position by the other door, which they have closed behind them. The larger of the two new individuals looks over at the bar. Two of your finest beverages, landlord!
So, based on what I understand, there are 2 exits, yes?
Yes.
And they have both been boarded up and blocked by these individuals that got
Not boarded up, but they've been, like, closed, which from the side door, the one that leads off onto the sort of the adjacent dock, that was normal. That one is usually kept closed. They opened it, came in, and then closed it behind them. But the main door, which is usually left open, they came in, and the two sort of muscles closed it as they came in, and they're just standing in front of the doors.
Arno's going to see an opportunity to possibly determine what the hell is going on here, and he's going to lean to Mecurion for a second. Mecurion.
Yes.
I'm going to go talk with those bodyguards over there. I'm going to determine what this is all about. Do keep your weapon handy.
I always do. Have no fear, friend. Be right behind you if trouble rises.
No, just stay here for now. You're within running distance.
Just from a cursory examination, these guys came in with these guys. It looks like these guys are all together.
Yeah, it looks like these two sort of giggling noble fellows appear to be with these two groups of guards.
Anything maybe on their person that I could try to identify them? Maybe Lore heraldry? On the nobles?
Yeah, sure.
All right, excellent.
Challenging.
Of course, yeah. Figure these guys aren't walking around with their like giant shield that has their crest on it, but well, you know, it was a nice thought. I think I failed like every roll I've
They are human nobles. But what you see as they come up to the bar and they've yelled like, 2 of your finest beverages, landlord. They immediately look at the 2 people at the bar, and one of them like walks up to the person closest to the bar. And very loudly, oh, you filthy commoner, out of my way! I want to sit here! And the man at the bar kind of like nods and gets up and walks around.
Charming.
Oh, look, I've done it. Look, Jacob, I've got it so that we don't have to sit with any of these smelly oiks.
Barin will call the peasant
very
over. And be like, hey, you're gonna come sit with better company with us, friend. Come, sing and be merry. And I'll basically try to invite him over. That one peasant that got shoved away. Go, come, we got an extra drink for you.
He like looks over at you and gives like this shake of his head, like, no, don't fucking do this. Like you don't do this. And as that goes on, the fellow to the south sort of like turns to you, Barin. Like, what did you just say to me? What did you say about me, friend?
Barin will turn away, knowing that he never spoke to him, and continues to drink. And he looks to his friend, going, "You might want to leave right now."
Just as like, there's nowhere to go. Look at the door.
What about?
Go to the corner
What about that whole
and
deal
stay
about
away.
not starting a bar fight?
And this man comes up and takes a seat at your table. This nobleman who has now come over with a pint of brandy.
Thurston, just for clarity's sake, Baron, were you talking to the guy who got pushed off by the nobleman?
To the guy who got pushed off. I was talking
Yes.
to the peasant.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has just interpreted like the better company comment and now has fucking come over.
Hi. Hello. Good to meet you. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, I'm definitely joining you. Now then,
That is what I said.
what were you saying?
Drink.
What were you saying, little dwarf man?
Oh, it's far better company over here. It's like I could have far better conversations than being alone at a bar. But I'm so glad you're here to join us.
Come over here. They say they're good company. yes. Okay, and then like the other guy comes.
You guys need to watch what you say.
I am watching this, like, one hand I'm like, oh boy, yeah, this is Barin. On the other hand, I'm like, man, Empire nobles are like, what? You guys are like living like rats. What the fuck is this?
Oh, just you wait until you see the brothels, Mecurion.
As the nobles come in, like, hey, I'm Barin. It's such an absolute pleasure to meet both of you. Like, what brings you around the Discord side of the table?
I'm Jacob von Katzerenreich. And the other one is like,
who?
I am Georg von Ostbrunn.
Barin goes, who?
Well, of course, our names are certainly too difficult for your small brain to comprehend. And they look at each other.
I mean, I've never heard of you before.
Oh, of course not. I mean, we would be heard in your little circles.
Oh, that's unfortunate, because I've dealt with many nobles building various of their forts. I mean, can you afford forts at all? Like, stone work?
We can afford whatever we want. Like this fine swill that they have here. Have you, sir? Tell me, sir. Tell me. Have you ever played Brandy Bounce before? It's quite fun.
Oh, only with people who are competent enough to play it, though.
And like the one to the south sort of looks up at you, Barin, and to his friend. Oh, they've never played it before. We should show them how to play it. Oh, yes, good, Georg. We should show them how to play it. Yes.
Has Arnold gotten anything out of these fucking bodyguards yet?
We're gonna cut to that. Oh, Arno, you've walked over to.
Yeah, can I have my token write it again, please? Thank you.
There you go. It's for reference. It's Control mouse wheel.
Weird.
Oh.
I haven't been doing that, but that works for me.
I think it's also, yeah. Hold up.
God, I can't scroll around the map for some reason.
Yeah, if you click your token and hold shift and then your scroll wheel, then you can rotate it.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to move. I'm trying to like look around the map, but it's not letting me. So, fuck it. All right. So basically, Arnold has gone up to the two of them, and he is. How tall are they? Around Arno's height, right?
Like 6 feet. Yeah, like minimum 6 feet each.
I out height them by 1 inch.
Very good.
Look here.
Add 50 to my intimidation score. No. Arno is going to just sidle up in front of them and give them both a very stern look, watching. Can I just like. I just want to step in front of them and see how they react to my presence for a second.
Yeah, sure. They seem to just look at you.
In what kind of way? Are they just like, are they assessing me? Or are they simply just like, you are here, we are looking at you kind of thing?
Like very much, you are here. What are you gonna do about it?
Good evening. What might you two be doing here?
We're watching the scenery.
Arno's gonna noticeably turn his head towards the two wild, drunk nobles.
Yeah.
Is that an element of the scenery?
That would be part of it, yes.
Well, whatever you are doing, would you please mind stepping back from the door?
I don't think we'll be doing that. No, I don't think we'll be doing that.
May I ask why?
Because our masters would very much like this scenery to stay where it is.
Hey, I'm gonna leave this to the party. Hey guys, what should I do for this? Should I use my suave or should I use my menacing?
Menacing.
Menacing.
I would say suave, not because it's more likely to work, because it's more likely to not get your head kicked in. But menacing is probably more likely to work.
I think it's more to your character. Or you just like.
I agree that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I would like to learn why they won't let us out. That's the important part, and my charm is much higher than my intimidate is. Human. Prejudiced against human, I see.
Oh no, their prejudice reads anyone their employers don't like.
Gotcha. Well, they haven't met me yet. How can they not like me?
It's fair.
That's racist. I'll tell you what. I will do a charm on the lady. The lady bodyguard.
Okay.
Please, if you don't mind telling me, why is it that they would not like the scenery to depart? Seems a little unusual, don't you think?
Charm challenging?
Yeah, challenging. Gonna be an opposed test, so.
36.
Okay.
2 successes.
Oh. Yeah.
Tell what you
So
rolled.
so he got a 36 versus 52, and the bodyguard then got a 76 versus 30. So there is a wide array of difference between the success levels. So the bodyguard kind of like shrugs her shoulders a bit and sort of like leans in, like some kind of camaraderie. Are you familiar with slumming it?
I've had to do so for a great many years now.
Sorry, I mean nobility slumming it.
No, I can't say I have. Why don't you tell me?
So, some young toffs, prowling packs, hire out people like us, make sure they don't have to face any consequences. It's all good fun. Just give some churlish commoners a bit of a different view of the world for a few minutes.
I see. So they're here for fun, yeah? They're not gonna cause any sort of trouble.
Exactly.
Well,
But if someone tries to cause trouble for them, well, that's why we're here.
I see. I'll make it a little bit easy on you.
Arnold's going to kind of look far across the bar at that guy.
Mm-hmm.
He seems like a real rough type. You may have to get into position if they start aiming his way.
We'll be ready. Thank you for that. Go sit. Hopefully this is all over soon.
Of course. Just mind who you bring them up against. The two fellas they're talking to now. You cause trouble for them, and, well, I appreciate your concern, but
Arnold will then put his hand on the handle of his truncheon, showing off again the little Sigmar comet on his glove.
I will use this, and we will have a good tussle.
Good day. And then we cut back to the two fops at the table. Yes, Jacob. Let me show this woman how brandy mouth works. Would you like to know, ma'am?
I think I
Brandy
would like
then.
to approach.
Barin leans to her and is like, don't play. It's a fool's game. It's
Aye, well, I'm afraid I don't really have a lot of time for that now. I'm just trying to...
That's okay. You don't actually get to play because you know you're not. No. Yes, very good. No. You see, we play the game. Let me show you how it goes.
All
Barin-
right, well, if
Barin
you're
then-
providing entertainment, I'll watch.
It's like no, Zilyana.
He
Barin will
proceeds to
intensely.
take. Oh, go ahead.
No, Barin, as he begins, goes like, "Oh, that's neat." Barin then turns to Zilyana, completely ignoring them, and goes, "Oh, Zilyana, how you been liking the trip so far?"
And
Trip's been nice.
as you,
Oh,
you
yeah,
turn
it
and
is.
have
That's
this,
nice.
the nobleman proceeds to gulp down both pints of brandy.
I sneeze on him.
And like you turn and see this, and he's just got this like big smile, and then he vomits all over Zilyana. Like just covering you in brandy and other stomach contents, and like coughing it at the ground, like leering down, and the other fellow across from you is now pointing at you, Zilyana, and laughing. Look at that! That was levels of spectacular bounce, Georg. Look at that all over.
Zilyana is going to stand up very slowly, her full 6'10" elven height, leering down. Funny, friend! And I'm going to pick him up.
Baron's like, oh shit, we're doing this. He's scrambling for his crossbow. It's like, oh shit.
I'm going to pick him up and I'm going to wrap him in a bear hug.
Oh no.
The party friend! And I
So a lot of things happen at once. So first off, Mecurion.
Yes,
You're making your way. You get to about there
Yes.
before the hug occurs.
Oh boy.
Immediately, there is like quick movement from the ones at the door who start stepping towards, like the fat one, Jacob, turns and looks in horror. Oh, the smelly oink is touching you! And you like initiated this hug, and Barin, you have this moment of, oh no, we're doing. And with that, this other fellow has pushed his chair down, and the protagonist comes towards you. And
what's the assassin?
like forcibly
Hold on.
pushes lock pocket on the ground and walks over to her chair and stares at you, Zilyana, and just gives this like, wouldn't if I were you, pea-brain. How about you just sit there and enjoy yourself?
Me? You're talking to me?
Yeah. And like the other two are just like, oh yes, look, oh, the country pumpkins are fighting once against one another. Yes, quite lovely.
Listen, friend. I'm not here for a fight. I'm here to relax. Have me a drink before we get back on the road. Go back to your table.
What was that?
Go back to your table.
Oh god.
Please.
Baron is Han Soloing, aiming the loaded crossbow under the table at the protag, and he's like, oh, god damn it.
And like you can see the bead of sweat going down Joseph's face as he looks at you, and Nugget's like getting into like attack position.
Can Nugget also have a little tiny crossbow?
And then like Georg the noble who you hugged and now have gotten all sorts of this like violent filth all over his noble attire is backed off and staring at me. Or staring at you, Zilyana. You smell like, how dare you?
Quite smelly. Wonder how that happened.
And like as though like taking in everything during this entire like engagement, Mecurion moving up, the bodyguards moving up, Jacob, the fatter of the two nobles, has now quickly downed both of his brandies and lets out a similar stream across the table of filth towards you and begins coughing. And like you get a little
again?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, Christ.
And like splashes on the table and he starts coughing. like Gary's like, it's not the time for another brandy bounce. And you hear Jacob like, no, it's the time for brandy bounce.
I'm gonna move his friend in front of me.
And like, yeah, sure. Do you want to let's see here. What actually in
As
athletics?
she's doing this, just to get this kind of cleaned up,
Yep.
Baron's telling his friend to pick up our barded friend to say to take us to the corner. I'll wait for you. We'll get out of here.
All right.
Just to move him
All right.
away. But
Just challenging.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. 3 degrees of success.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So you.
On my honor as a knight, I'm not letting this slide.
He's just a kite shield.
And the protagonist starts to turn and come around towards you, Zilyana. I gave you a warning.
What love do you have for these two, huh?
And then he punches you.
All right.
Oh, come on.
That's, can I perhaps attempt to intercede at some instant?
I mean, absolutely. Like he's come around. You see him coming around.
Yeah, I feel like I am going to take a step, if I can, before the punch is thrown. Attempt to take a step here. 24 gold.
You can tell that your words of gold have nothing on.
Oh,
this
I'm
man.
not asking for him. I'm also standing between them to some extent, and I'm addressing these two.
They have
we
turned
resolve
to
this because we can't narratively declare right now.
I mean, at this point, what's basically happening is Mecurion has rushed up in an effort to get in between and says like 24 gold as this guy has come around and like goes to clock Zilyana. That is kind of the timing on this. Because Mecurion has rushed up into this.
Yeah, I'm hoping to maybe like try to intercede and just kind of like, hopefully block the punch to some extent. Or
It's gonna give a penalty, but he is going to basically get a flat attempt here. Zilyana, you are quite surprised by this. So this isn't an opposed roll, but it's not. He's not getting the bonus because there is an intercession here. Oh, and he fails terribly. So
What a
his like
swing.
his punch goes completely wild. Technically, he shouldn't have even rolled
Swing and a
that.
miss.
Yeah, his punch goes wild and doesn't even hit Mecurion. And then the two noble toughs kind of back up. And like they're still like coughing up their filth and like staring.
Keep moving.
Oh no.
This fellow is now like looking at you, but also looking at you, Zilyana, and looking at Mecurion side to
Mecurion,
side,
please.
and like puts up both of his fists and is like, "All right, let's see how it goes."
All right,
And
Mecurion.
that's actually where we're gonna call it for today.
No,
Yeah.
this is perfect because now we get Arono, this is perfect because now we can spend all of next session having a very long and arduous brawl.
True.
We're gonna burn down every tavern we see, whether it's
Every
or not.
fucking. You have no idea. When I read this encounter the first time, I was like, okay, so there's a few things that could go wrong here. Actually, there's a lot of things that could go wrong here. And to be honest, my greatest fear was Mecurion joining those two chuckle fucks and making fun of all the commoners. I'm very glad he didn't go that way.
I consider that, but I'm like, I tend to talk a lot. I don't want to drown out this scene, and I have a mission, so Mecurion will only intercede if it's necessary. And then I tried to intercede before things got to this point, and by the time I got there, all of my ability to defuse the situation seemed to have passed.
You are not going to be able to defuse the situation. It is white boy wasted hour.
I might have had a chance. I know how to talk to nobles.
Do you?
Maybe.
Well, maybe, but I don't know how to talk to protagonists.
I think he's an antagonist now. Yeah.
He certainly is.
Try talking to Pie Brain sometime.
Well, you'll get to do that next week.
Not next week. Next week.
The week after next week.
That'll be the next fantasy episode. So,
Dun,
yeah.
dun, dun. Well then.
With that, everyone, we'd like to say thank you all so much for joining us for the episode 3 of Warhammer Fantasy. Hope you all had an excellent time with all of us. Thank you, Mr. Earndil, for playing Arnold Fleischman.
Thank you for having me, and if anyone wishes to find me anywhere else, you can find me on Twitter at Earndil.
And I have been playing Barin Stackwall, the Rat Catcher. And thank you so much to Speaker D for playing Mecurion.
Yes, I am Speaker D. You can find me on Twitter at Super Snake Kick, on YouTube as Speaker D, and you can find me in the Dark City.
Thank you so much, Odoroshirider, for playing Zilyana.
Hello, yes. I'm Odoroshi. You can find me at Odoroshirider on Twitter. I apologize in advance for my Twitter, except I don't. I hope you like Yu-Gi-Oh!
And thank you so much, Thurston Hillman, for another amazing session today.
All roads lead to Bogenhafen. Don't blame me. It's all in the adventure. I mean, hi. Thank you. This has been a blast. I really am looking forward to where this campaign is going, and yeah, we'll see how this turns out at the Boatman Inn next time.
And with
Absolutely.
that, let's go ahead and say thank you to everyone who has been helping us out this stream. If it still works, this credit thing is always a broken piece of mess. Regardless, even if it doesn't show, thanks everybody
Here we go.
for supporting us and everything. There you
Oh,
go.
thank you for watching.
Kind of generated.
Oh God, there's one tiny name.
Yeah.
Gundamungus. You got
Everyone instantly.
Everyone goes Gundamungus.
Thank you,
Speedy
Sparky
Dragon.
Good boy.
Agent Bane.
Zipthrum.
Your
Oh,
mission,
Melanie.
should you choose to accept it.
Jay Sharperton.
Look,
On
I'm
call
called GM. That's the dog.
Thanks, Nikki. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Boy, 4321. I appreciate
absolutely. A TC dragon.
Thanks,
a tiny
Anonymous.
fatal dragon. Was it just Sharperton?
So as we begin to wind down, thank you all so much for joining us and watching us. If you really like the show, one of the best ways that can help us is just tell people we exist. Like, if you don't tell anybody that we exist, then we kind of just don't exist. We'll fade out into obscurity, and then we can't continue. So with all that, just literally just telling people that we exist, tell Reddit's, Discord, stuff like that, that we that the show does exist and that we stream at a scheduled page on WarHams.tv. Seriously, send people to WarHams.tv. Our schedule is there to see when we're live and when we're not, and that is the kind of best way to know what is happening, along with following us on Twitter at WarHams Show on Twitter, where we give updates and stuff like that, where you can understand what the hecky is going on. And also, if you are interested in doing some other stuff with me, tomorrow is my birthday, and I'm doing a birthday stream. So if you want to see some WarHams announcements, I'll be doing that at the beginning of the stream. Just check me out at ZoranTheBear on Twitter for any information. And also, if you're on my Discord, there's information on there as well on the announcements, along with community stuff. So we're going to be doing some community events together and everything else. So if you want to see some WarHams announcements there, everything else, that is the best time to do it. But if you're watching this in the far future, seriously, just following us on Twitter, going to the website, warhams.tv, and telling people that we exist is super helpful. You have no idea. Because the more people who can watch, the more stuff we can do. But yeah, love you guys very, very much. Hope you all have been having a wonderful time, and we will see you all next episode.
Bye. See you soon. Love you all.
Goodbye.
Yes. City.